And what's up, everybody? Welcome to Attack the Talk. I am your host. I am AJ. The speaker's acting up again. We apologize.
My speaker?
Or we can go ahead and turn the other speaker on right there. And I
say we connect all three of them together.
We are,
and we'll surround sound.
We are live, as you guys can clearly tell.
Dinging on one.
Do you want to use mine? Mine's fully charged.
We can plug it into that one. Just swap it up. I'm gone now. Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Okay, hold on. We're not actually at official start.
This is why Tuesdays are very strange. We're off to a hot start. All right. I guess we're gonna go ahead and redo this. Just says,
hold on, guys. That was a practice round.
Will instinctively want to kill me. The minority allegations will not die. Damn, that's crazy. Not Blackbeard cooler because he's wacky. Yeah, he is 100% wacky.
Wacky. I like that word too.
Apple pies are delicious.
Do you want my nails?
Yes.
I got it.
I have boy hand.
I have Oh, this is not the same one. It needs a micro USB.
Is
that this one?
Is that one?
Yes, correct.
But that one needs to get plugged in, swapped out there into the block. So you're gonna have to.
Okay, you got that?
We apologize, everyone. Oh, I'm going glitch again.
What the heck? Hold on.
Yep. This is what we're. This is live, y'all. This is live.
You got that.
I got boy hand. I can do this.
We're just a fucking mess right now. I love it.
Okay, it's on.
Is it on? Am I connected?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't check that, dude.
Yeah, that's
you have the phone.
Usually you hear it.
You're the connector.
Usually you hear it go doo-doo-doo.
Well, we turned it on at the same time we turned the other one off, so I wasn't really listening.
Let's find out. I'm gonna play it.
It's like JBL Flip 4.
That's crazy.
That's better.
Hey, have you heard about that? That Zoro's just racist?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, we are live. This is our first time doing this introduction today.
This is our first time doing this.
I'm your host, AJ. Welcome to Attack the Talk. Joined, of course, by my co-host and my friends. That is the Lex and the Zach. Of course, we're going to be yapping away about what we've been up to. It's a Tuesday, and if you're joining us live on a Tuesday, what's up? We have in chat, we have the first person to go ahead and join us here. I want to go ahead and emphasize that because he claimed his spot again.
He did.
As the first friend to go ahead and pop in and say hi, and that would be our favorite Jaegers. That is Jacob. Jacob is here, and joined by, of course, the very, very lovely and beautiful Zebra Cakes, and then, of course, Tish. Tish is here as well.
Hi, Tish.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you all are here. Y'all are incredible.
She let him
Tish says, I let him. Damn. Okay.
You hear that, Jacob?
Okay. I will say, though, that I felt like regardless if he let him or not, Jacob was like right there waiting for it. The moment we went live, Jacob went ahead and said,
we go live,
he said emphatically first.
Yeah.
So I felt like it probably would have been a close,
I think it would come down to who can type it faster.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, but shout out to you guys. We really appreciate you guys' support.
Getting ready to paste it and press send.
Exactly.
Typing takes too long.
But we're here, y'all. We're here. Like I said, it's Tuesday. We're happy. The episode from last week was also published today as well. So if you are looking to go ahead and kind of see what's going on there, go ahead and check that episode out. Shout out to Nate. Nate does an awesome job of helping us out. He helps us out a lot. Nate does a lot for us, y'all. Nate just gets everything going over on YouTube and as well as all the other platforms, and making sure the episode is all edited and published. And appreciate you, Nate. Today we're gonna go ahead and continue on with the story. We are going to continue with season 4. We finished.
Under the bed.
Yeah.
We finished episode 7.
Forgot he was here.
He's right.
Last week. We're going to be beginning episode 8. This is going to be kind of like a little appetizer episode. As far as content wise, we're covering, I would say, probably, like I said, it's 7 minutes of the episode.
Right.
We go ahead and we try to do whatever we can with the 7 minutes, and usually we go quite a while.
Yeah.
With our breakdowns and our recap and with our, just
you guys know
overall in-depth analysis that we do, that we provide, I like to think it's an in-depth analysis.
Of course.
We love to spiral.
It's what it is. It's fun. It's fun to go ahead and kind of just come up with hypotheticals. I love that. I love just kind of coming up with our own little story episodes. We've talked about it before. Like, if anybody listens to our podcast and they've heard all of our different hypotheticals, you can create a full freaking season of just like new episodes of AOT based on our creative minds.
Yeah.
And when I mean our creative minds, I literally mean like us, like you guys, literally, who are listening as well. Like, you guys have chimed in through Q&As. We've all spiraled together, and
that's
I think it's
why we made this podcast. We went from us 3 friends talking about all the hypotheticals and always talking about Attack on Titan to being like, let's throw mics in front of us. And now we have this awesome community who
we have a bunch of people
feels
in chairs
the same.
Yeah, we can go ahead and all spiral literally together. Like, it's so cool. And who would have thought that our story also started with 3 friends?
I know,
right?
There's like so many different, like,
1 girl, 2 boys, 1 blonde.
We just have that niche that no one else can fit.
I know. We even talked about too. We
are actually Attack on Titan reincarnated.
We have the goth Mikasa.
It's so crazy.
Everybody wants.
We got the siblings.
Mikasa, we got
the siblings.
The blonde.
We got the blonde friend.
Yeah, the blonde friend.
And we talked about
the lion.
We talked about it last week too with our founding presence that we have because of the logo. Ding, ding, ding. And that would be our founder, Aaron. It's so crazy. You can't write this stuff up.
Is literally named Aaron.
You cannot write it even better than that. I'm sure we probably
Colossal
could.
Titan AJ.
You know, I feel like we're all colossals, and I think that Eddie can attest to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not dream too big.
So like I
Never
said,
dream
appetizer
too big.
episode. We'll see where we can take this episode. But this is going to be season 4, episode 8. And this episode's name is Assassin's Bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oof. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are ready. It's not going to be in this episode, but it's so damn close.
But it is coming up.
And I do want to say,
think about it.
on theme, you can go ahead and scroll up and chat if you can, if you're looking over us live over on Twitch. These zebra cakes, one name said Sasha. It's like she knew.
Yeah,
And she does not watch AOT.
I know. I was like, did you know? Did you tell her?
She does not watch AOT.
I thought you told her.
TikTok.
I did not tell her.
I was like, how does she know?
She just knows.
Well, I feel like Zebra Cake is going to feel bad now because I feel like we're going to go over that. Not today, but I feel
She's
like
gonna be like, wait,
she's gonna
what?
Be like, I manifested that.
She's gonna be like, I did it on the wrong
Zebra Cakes,
episode.
you did not manifest it. There's only one person we can blame, and that is Gabi. 100%.
I was gonna say Aaron.
Me too.
Well, I guess there's 2 people we can blame. No, I want to blame Gabi because we're going to be getting a lot of Gabi coming on over on our breakdown and analysis,
I'm
which
so
means
excited.
a lot of yelling.
There's a great line today for
My
you.
voice was actually hurting after I did Gabi that one day.
I can imagine.
But she was screaming her little ass off
Yeah.
for Rhina.
Yeah.
She was.
She says,
Now she's
I blame
screaming her
Ymir.
little ass off for
Which
Aaron.
Ymir do you
For those of you
blame?
who weren't there, I had to turn my volume down.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you did a great job, and I'm excited to go
killed that
ahead and
shit.
hear more Gabi from you.
Tish blames Amir.
I need to,
Founder?
which Ymir is it? We're talking about, the founder Ymir, or are we
Fritz?
talking about,
Both, because if Amir stayed, it wouldn't have happened.
honestly. That's probably my
If you had a jaw
biggest.
titan,
Girl, get a frisk isn't that time. What isn't what?
Founder Amir.
But that's probably my biggest pet peeve, honestly, when it comes to the story. I don't think Tish is aware of this, but maybe she is. But that is my biggest.
that's like our biggest gripe with the.
Yeah, that's the thing that probably pisses me off the most is the fact that Ymir decided to go ahead and ultimately, as a kind of like a concession prize or whatever they say. It's just like, yeah, you know what? Since you guys didn't get Aaron, you guys can go ahead and take me. And Ymir decides to go ahead and just, sacrifice herself for the sake of what? She literally could have gone on to go
She
and stay
felt
in the
bad.
walls with the Queen Historia, and she's like,
Good, her Titan.
there's no life to live inside the walls. Like, what are you talking about?
There's literally the life.
Yeah.
that you want
Your
to
girl
live.
is queen.
Your girl's queen. You get to go ahead and be her protector, her lover, potentially. We don't know if Historia 100% committed to that. You know.
I mean, on the side, probably. She's got to have a kid or something with Aaron. At least.
Aaron, obviously. You know, Aaron would go ahead and kind of, help out with that issue.
You can live your little lesbo love life. I just need to pass on to the next gen.
Just a legacy thing, And
you guys to be honest, can raise him.
100%. I think Historia.
Baby, let me put it in Historia.
I think Historia and I think Ymir would be incredible parents.
Rhino, right? Anyone but Rhino. I feel like that's what he said.
Rhino would be like
Historia. Anyone but Rhino, right? Let's be real here. She was like, Aaron, you're right. You can hit.
That's so crazy because I don't think that there's any attraction towards Rhina at all.
I cannot imagine Aaron actually like making love like that. I feel like he went in with a turkey baster and was like, "Here it is." She was like, "What?"
I feel like this season 4 Aaron is 100% a lover.
Season 4 Aaron, yeah, because he's like, "Fuck, I'm about to die."
It's crazy. Lavender married at his finest.
There you go.
Jacob.
Repopulate Japan. I volunteer.
I think they are. I think there is. I saw some post. It could be wrong about a program that's like sponsoring people to help repopulate. I was like, I think that's bullshit, but
yeah, because Japan,
you know what?
They have a major like baby.
That's
shortage.
like the Genghis Khan stuff right there.
It's because they're raising all their boys to be workers instead of
because all the boys are either workers or they see women solely as like. I want a
distractions.
baby. I want a baby doll. Is essentially what it is. Yeah, and South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
So that's why
women are property.
Women aren't like you're not. We're not having a baby.
Hence why on multiple occasions I've talked about vending machine panties.
Yeah,
that was a thing that was very real and recent.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently it's gonna get more expensive after 2026 to travel there. So book your trips now.
There you go. I do want to go ahead and kind of talk about what we've been up to. I know that Lexi has quite a hilarious story. I can't wait for her to go ahead and talk about.
Hilarious.
Am I telling it on stream?
Why not? It's fun, right?
I can't show it on stream.
No, well, don't show it, but we can go ahead and talk about
bring
it.
it out for the crowd.
We'll get banned.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and we'll kind of see what we've been up to, and then to our friends that are joining us live, if you want to let us know what you guys have been up to. You guys do anything fun this past weekend? Do you have any fun plans? We want to know all that, of course. And So, Lexi, you want to go ahead and start?
I'm not going to tell a certain story that happened because I don't really want that immortalized on the internet. But for those of you who know, you know what I got shipped in the mail. And it's on my windowsill, glowing now. Anyway,
Why you have it there?
Yeah. It's on my windowsill right now. It looks so pretty in the light.
That's
Anyways,
crazy.
I'll tell Zach about it later. Zach can see it later. But I have had a pretty eventful. I mean, like I said, I watched Sinners with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
So good.
Go watch it. Great movie.
So good.
Soundtrack's fire.
Yeah, soundtrack is
Michael
amazing.
B. Jordan. Oof. Haley Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Oof.
Really good. You got to watch it. And then mom had a talent show at her work that was all put together, and
Oh my gosh, did she really?
we sang.
We were all there. Yeah,
We were all there.
Lex performed, and
too. Oh my
Zach
God.
was there to go ahead and support, and
To eat hot dogs.
yeah, it was cool, honestly.
Yeah.
They did
It
a
was really
killer
cool.
job. Hey,
Did a good job.
I was
They got some
nervous,
hype
man.
from
I was nervous as hell. Yeah, so me and Lexi,
Don't
we
let them fool you.
each performed our own individual acts.
Yeah, we don't do duets. We don't do anything together.
and then
Unless it's super lonely.
and then
That's a
yeah,
Mac
went up there over on stage and did a little song. I was nervous.
Yeah,
I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually
He's a
happy I got there
perfectionist.
early.
This guy right here. This guy right here.
I
he's a
feel like
perfectionist.
I feel like the fact that I did kind of like mess up one of the lyrics a little bit, and I was like,
Well, then that's all you think about. You're just gonna move on.
I know. Honestly, I feel good about it now, knowing that like, damn, went up there on stage and saying
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, everyone
better
said you did
stage
so
presence
good.
than some people.
I know.
I know.
Well, that's supposed to mean.
You did fine. You did fine.
I'm not talking about you.
To where we still see my sweet Amy Lee.
Amy,
There you
really?
go.
Oh yeah, Evanescence. I
talked
forgot.
about
You're
that.
singing Evanescence.
Evanescence, and also it's so I know that there's like a collab single, or I don't know if it's a song or if it's just like a few songs, but is Eminem gonna also be there? Doesn't Evanescence have a song with Eminem?
Do they? I don't know.
Recent?
I don't know.
I actually
I
don't know.
could be tripping, but
I just know that they did.
I could have sworn I saw like a little collab thing.
They did
That'd be
the
cool if Eminem was there too.
intro song to the new Devil May Cry anime
Damn,
made by Evanescence.
cool. But yeah, hell yeah, that's exciting.
But it was a lot of fun. There were raffle tickets. Me and Mom worked the raffle.
Yeah, everybody
table.
won the raffle except for as far as our group, except for 2 of our friends.
Yeah,
that was Zach and our friend Vicky.
Zach and Vicky. Yeah, sorry.
Everybody won in the raffle,
rigged, man.
But we genuinely pulled out the
Halsey
name.
concert.
We genuinely pulled out the name.
I don't care about her.
They did genuinely pull them out of the jar.
Yeah, this big ass jar with a bunch of names.
Yeah.
I remember
they
like
pulled
pulling
them
it
out.
out and being like, "Oh, Ronnie."
Might have also put some
I like
back
pulled it
in,
out and
but
I
they
was
pulled them
like,
out.
"For Ronnie?" And then pulled it out and I was like, "Oh my god, that's Dad."
Yeah. And then we got our 2 other, like Dad's friends that went ahead and helped out with the raffle. They won. Mm-hmm. And then
the painter did a good job with her
I
painting.
chipped in and I got a hot dog.
Yeah.
You got a hot dog.
You got a hot dog.
I got 2 hot
and
dogs.
some
What did you think
entertainment.
of that cake they had there?
It's all right.
I heard a lot about that cake, and I was like,
Yeah, I never tried
I felt like
it.
it's one of those cakes where it looks so much better than it tastes.
Frosting was not
yeah.
it. I would have rather had one of those Rice Krispies with the cool designs on them.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's cool.
Vicky ate that thing in like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Really?
I wasn't gone
She's
that
like, I
long.
deserved it.
I don't think I was gone that long. I came back
Yeah.
and it went from wrapped to gone.
Yeah. You're like,
Stick
cool.
with a little bit of like frosting on it. I was like, damn, I didn't even get to see it.
Yeah, I heard it. Whoever made it, wherever they got it from.
It was a little abuelita. She was so sweet.
Yeah.
We helped her carry them in.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then we went out to dinner after with us, family, and a couple of Mom's coworkers. Lots of fun. And then, what? He's like nudging me. Sorry, he's trying to get my attention. Yesterday was pretty eventful. No, I had work like normal, which is essentially teaching a bunch of kids how to play volleyball. So that's why I was more nervous for the talent show, because I had been literally screaming to a full court of kids, five whole classes that day. So I was like, oh my God, my throat is hoarse. I was like, this is not going to go good. But it ended up being fine, I think. I got compliments. People liked it. I even got offered to be on a band.
That's pretty sick.
So
you didn't say yes?
No, I don't perform in front of people. I don't know. But anyways, yesterday was eventful. Then we went out to dinner at a Chinese restaurant at Silver Palace. Delicious. Had the leftover chow mein for lunch today.
Same.
Sick.
And yeah, and we still have the chicken chop suey in the fridge. But
You see this guy here?
and then got home, heard Mom scream, and immediately knew what was
You
up.
knew what that noise was?
Our dogs have an issue with, so it's possum season right now for you guys who may not know that. It's possum season. And we have possums. We got possums in our yard. So there has been more than one occasion where specifically Toby, the 3-legged dog, he's a freaking hunter because he's a terrier.
Yeah,
bred to be
he's
that way.
a border terrier. They're
You don't
known
need all 4
hunters.
legs.
Yeah,
get
they're
the job
known to
done.
be hunters. Even with 3 legs, he'd be catching flies and birds and shit. So
He just got that reaction.
he brought in he's brought in possums before, dead. But this past week he brought in, or sorry,
Headphone warning.
probably Sunday. Blue brought in
Was that you, Blue?
what seemed like 2 possums, and they were both playing dead. So released them out into the wild, and then we're like, okay, cool. I got to hold one of them, super
dog.
cute. I love possums.
We'll get to your
And,
chat too, Jacob. I promise.
Yeah. And then last night I heard Mom scream, and I was like, I know exactly what she's screaming about. There's a possum in the house.
Oh no.
Walked into the living room, and he's like playing dead on the carpet with a little bit of blood on his stomach. Poor baby. So we're pretty sure Toby brought him in, because Toby is the one that actually likes to bite into them. Blue just likes to play with them, and he just plays too rough. He's like, friend, let's go. And it looks like all of his other toys. So like, so he probably is just
crazy,
like,
man.
he just like grabs them and brings them in. But Toby had punctured this one's stomach, but he wasn't overly bleeding. So I was like, okay, holding him with my little gloves and everything. And then I was like, oh my God, yeah, I think like he's in pain, but I think he might make it. I don't know. And then as I'm holding him, his tail wraps around my thumb. And I was like, ew.
Those tails are gross.
They're marsupials. They're like little kangaroos.
Those tails are gross.
Anyways.
It was like a please save
Those little
me.
rodent tails are just like
Ignore him. Ignore him. So, yes, even Jacob.
Those little rat tails.
His tail wrapped around my thumb, and it was so cute. And that's when I was like, yeah, he wants to live. He wants to live. Oh, that's when I was like, yeah, he wants to live. So then I had him in my hand. We got a little syringe full of water, and I was like feeding him with the syringe. It was so cute. But I guess I wasn't giving him enough water fast enough because he ended up like grabbing the whole syringe and was like, give me more, woman. It was really
cute. Cute when you zoomed in on the face and it was like, it wanted more water.
Yeah.
The moment it tasted the water, it was like,
he was like, oh, wait.
Yes, like, I got more.
Yeah, no, because genuinely he was playing dead, and I was like, I know you're not dead, dude. Stop
He's
faking
like,
it.
dead. And next, you know, just like a little bit of water.
Yeah, his mouth was open already, and I was like, anyways, I put some water in it.
Armin on the roof.
Literally.
I'm alive.
That's literally what he was giving. I was like, oh my God. Obviously, the whole time we're screaming at the dogs because we're like, I hate you. Why would you do this to a poor baby? You separated a family. So
Blue knows you're talking about him.
Then
He's facing the.
He's looking at me through the mirror right now.
He's like, it doesn't hurt as bad if I'm not actually looking at her.
I know. Look at him looking at me through the mirror. Hey, I'm behind you.
Nah, this is
you're
easier.
there.
This is easier on my heart.
So, if you guys don't know, there's a mirror right here next on the door, and Blue is looking at me through the mirror.
Yeah. I thought it was a chinchilla.
That is not a chinchilla.
Yeah,
brother.
that was not my chinchilla. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I have two chinchillas.
Chinchillas aren't bad.
Yeah, because their tail is the same exact tail, but it's covered with fur.
As long as it's covered in fur.
Do you want me to let him out?
I'm gonna go get the food.
Oh, okay.
That's what he wants out for. He smells that. He's like, oh, it's time.
Let's see.
That's probably what it is, honestly. You probably heard Toby barking at the front door.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so then we had him in a leftover hamster cage that we still had in our garage. Gave him his veggies, water, little Heidi house, shoebox. He was in a freaking penthouse. He was like on top of some tires.
It was a nice view. I'm not gonna lie.
Had
good real estate.
Yeah, he like had like you saw it. He had like
good real estate. Yeah.
A high top view. He had like
penthouse suite type shit.
Yeah, he had all this square footage to roam around.
Decor.
Yeah,
he had the word.
Yeah, he had a whole thing actually.
Apparently, it wasn't good enough.
But I guess he was just like, damn, life isn't gonna get any better than this. I should just die. So
no, he was like,
when we checked on him today, he was no longer with us. He died with his face reaching for the water bowl.
Aww.
Just so sad. But I'm thinking positively. Me and my mom are thinking positively about this because we're like, well, either we were gonna put him out there and he was gonna get killed by a cat or by Toby again, or he gets to live a nice final night in a penthouse. So he had his final night, being cuddled and straight up syringe fed. He had like a good last night, honestly. In the arms. That's funny, Tish.
Damn, Jacob hit him with the L.
Yeah, L. Wow. Sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much my...
He goes, you kept him?
My update. Yeah, of course. Possums make great pets, actually. I did so much research on possums.
Possum pet.
I'm more
so
of a
many people
guy
actually.
Myself. There's actually a guy in my warehouse who saves the possums from across the street.
That's
on
crazy.
a tree. Yeah.
Possums make awesome pets.
Do any of you know anybody that knows a possum pet owner?
I'm more of a raccoon guy.
How's it feel to be living in my dream life?
Yeah, it's illegal in a lot of states.
It is.
I want a raccoon.
I'd rather have a raccoon. They wash their food before they eat it.
Possums are super clean. They groom themselves constantly, and their body is the perfect temperature to where it's like impossible for them to get like rabies. And it's also they also do really well against venom. So if they get like stung by a bee or honey
badger,
even if they get stung by like a scorpion, they're fine.
Ooh, they knew.
So yeah, that was my week pretty much. And also I've been watching Black Mirror, and I'm almost done with the final season of You. And yeah.
Nice.
Well, speaking of injured animals, my cat, I told AJ, I haven't told you, Kenai got bit and it turned into an abscess. So
really?
We had to take a trip to the vet. Yeah.
Bit by who though?
another cat. It's probably a tuxedo cat that hangs around.
I know.
I told AJ
I was
this.
like bit by Coda.
Kenai may have fucked his bitch, but
Kenai may.
She was unfaithful to begin with, so who's really at fault here?
That's true.
And but he's scrapped with that cat plenty of times. But yeah,
Dang, so he's got beef with like neighborhood cats?
He's got beef with the neighborhood skunk, okay?
See, Kenai...
His claws are rated E for everyone. But honestly, he doesn't really leave the property. They come to him and they fuck with him. So.
Damn. So you know what? Valid. It's on site. They're on your property.
He's like gang boss type shit.
Yeah.
But...
Valid. Kenai.
Yeah, so he came in Saturday. None of us really realized it. And he slept on a blanket, didn't move much, which is kind of rare.
Yeah.
He woke up, he moved, and there was like a little puddle of like, ugh.
Aww,
and now that
like
we have food, I won't show the picture, but yeah, it was like it was like this big when we saw it in the morning. It was like dime to nickel sized. And then we took him in. He has a tube in his back leg now to drain it, and he has stitches.
Aww.
Yeah, he's on meds. He's got a comb for 2 weeks. Can't leave the house. Poor boy. He's all grumpy. He got a cone. He got a little cone on.
Oh, look, I have a napkin. Napkin in the bag.
Oh my gosh, they are. Got you. Thanks for coming to our mukbang, guys.
I know. I'm sure you guys are loving these eating noises.
I was gonna say a stupid little pun for Kenai. You mentioned the cone.
Konai?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that name's been thrown around a couple times. Little Konai.
What's that say? Raccoon want Mordecai and Rigby to be real.
Regular show would be funny as hell.
Yeah, but wouldn't they be like tall?
I mean, technically, we don't know how small they are in their universe or how big.
Sure. Are there any humans in that universe?
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, there are. They're about people sized. Rigby's short as fuck, but Mordecai's like average male height, probably like 5'8" to 6 foot.
It'd be crazy seeing an average male height bird.
Is there some chat that we missed while I was telling my story time?
Oh, Jacob.
Oh yeah,
Watched episode 3 of Star Wars,
right?
Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
Revenge of the Sith in theaters would be badass.
I think we have it until what's today? Is today 30th or is tomorrow 30th? The 30th is the last day, I think.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the last day. Maybe I'll go see it tonight.
Luca really wants to watch it, but they're not showing it in the Philippines right now.
Damn.
That Jedi battle over in Mustafar. Oh my gosh, so good.
Someone
And my friend Pretty watched it. She was like, I just started watching Star Wars stuff literally 2 weeks ago. She was like, and I saw this movie, and she was like, I haven't seen a lot of the others, but this one's my favorite. It's
Told
so
Pretty
good.
to watch Clone Wars. 7 seasons of like the greatest Star Wars content.
Oh, like the...
This is the TV series. The Clone Wars TV series.
Get out of here.
Hey, all I'm saying is that if I had Natalie Portman, I don't know, I'd kind of throw away the whole world for...
Didn't he murder that
Valid
kid?
crash out.
He did, actually.
No. He didn't murder that kid. He murdered all of the Jedi training
All
children.
the young Padawans.
All the younglings.
But not
Yeah.
Grogu.
Yeah, not Grogu.
That's crazy. You did nothing wrong. I would have done the same.
Yeah. If you had Padme on your arm, tell me you wouldn't.
That's the and then just when you think you're about to get her back, your best friend and your master slices you in half.
Yeah. I hate you.
That's literally what I was thinking.
You were supposed to... What did you
It's
say?
Anakin! I got the high ground!
You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
Not join them.
Bring the world to light, not plunge it into darkness.
You estimate... What did he say? He goes, you estimate my power or whatever.
Yeah.
You underestimated my power.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hold up, my favorite
And the
one
whole
is
time he's like, I have the high ground. Anakin's like, in the lava. Spoiler, sorry.
That's not a spoiler. Hold up, let me find my favorite audio clip.
That's crazy though.
Get out of here.
I don't know. In that movie, doesn't Padme go,
Let her go, Anakin. Dramatic pause. Let her go, Narf. You turned her against me.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah.
The voice actors.
Yeah.
Redoing that scene.
It's I love
Seth
it.
Green and it's I forgot the other guy, but yeah, he does Brain or Pinky.
Pinky. Yeah.
God, that's be funny.
Rob Paulson.
It is. No, you have done that yourself. No, you will not take her from me.
Oh, you will not take her from me.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Chris Griffin.
You have done that yourself, Anakin. No.
But episode 3 is
That's peak cinema right there.
because even then they do that kind of like back and forth battle where it's obviously.
He said, "Why do I hear Chris?" Because that's Seth Green, dude.
Yeah. And then they also had the battle of the Emperor and Yoda.
Yeah. Palpatine. Hey, let's just all agree right now simultaneously that episode 9 is one of the worst movies ever made. Thank you very much.
Ever made?
Yeah, that movie is dog shit.
I don't know. I've seen some really shitty movies, actually.
Compare
Like a low budget.
compare any of the first any of the trilogies to that one. That trilogy is the worst, and the lightsaber battles, there's no choreo. The choreo is just not there. It sucks. Palpatine's back, and it's a clone, but he looks older and more beat up.
Yeah. I do like I like Adam Driver, but man, when it comes to Kylo Ren,
The only redeeming quality. Kylo Ren's just a baby.
yeah, he's like the first time he sees like the first time he sees a lightsaber or whatever. I don't know if it's from Rey or from Finn, but he's like he goes, "That lightsaber belongs to me," or something like that. He's just so
Yeah.
freaking whiny or whatever.
He just snatches it.
Every time I think of Adam Driver, I think about all of his
Good morning.
brain rot.
I just had sex and I'm about to have nachos.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to.
Every morning I wake up and I wish you were dead. Oh, hey, babe. I didn't realize that was you. The Asian freak has joined us.
Oh, that's the Asian freak.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Good morning. Wait, what time is
Yeah,
it?
who
It
knew
is
freaking
7.
Star Wars talk would summon him, huh?
I
I
would.
know.
It's
That's
10 a.m.
crazy.
for you right now, babe? 10 a.m.?
I'm so sorry that they don't have it in theaters
Hayden
for
Christensen
you.
can do no wrong. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay, Joe Goldberg.
He's a freaking.
I saw some video that some people that went to the El Capitan theater to watch it. Hayden Christensen came out there, and so did Samuel L. Jackson. And Hayden Christensen's lightsaber broke, and this dude had like an authentic lightsaber. They were like,
So that thing was a lot of money.
the staff was like, "Can we borrow your lightsaber for before we start the movie?" And he was like, "No, no." I'm like, "Yeah, of course, go for it." He's sitting there. Him and his friends are all waiting for the movie. Hayden Christensen walks out. He goes, "That's my lightsaber. That's my lightsaber." And he got it back signed. But
That's cool.
and then Samuel L. Jackson came out and they were just bantering before the
That's
movie.
cool. So some lucky fan got not only their lightsaber like shown by Hayden Christensen, it also got it signed. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it was so cool.
And Samuel L. Jackson, he's just a legend, man.
He's just the fucking goat, man.
Even not with Star Wars, Samuel L. Jackson's just a legend.
Hey, I
Tired of these
believe Mace
motherfucking
Windu's
snakes on this
alive.
motherfucking plane.
Babe, do you remember what character that Pretty said she really liked? Was it,
From Star Wars?
I think it was a general. She's like, I really like General, I can't remember who it was. If you remember who it is, let me know.
Not Grievous. Grievous episode 2.
I know, I was gonna say. General Kenobi.
General Kenobi.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly, Jacob.
Star Wars
Grievous.
projects with Ryan Gosling, huh?
I don't know.
'Cause they had a Star Wars day, and
Really?
I forgot what the director is or who he is, but they had Ryan Gosling on stage too.
Dang.
me see.
Whoa.
Grievous.
Hey, you.
I'm trying to think. There wasn't much else that happened since the last time I saw you guys. We already went over the talent show. They fucking killed it. I don't care what they say. They can sing. Don't listen to them. They're talented.
Maybe not publicly. Yeah, what you heard, that wasn't vibrato. That was nerves. I wasn't actually using a vibrato. That was just
Are you talking about Sean Levy's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who directed Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I think it's Star Wars. I don't know if it's a trilogy, but Ryan Gosling.
Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy, a 2027 release date.
this is
no
just
cute way.
authentic
There's
mukbang.
no cute way to go ahead.
The story will take place after the events of
Speaking of
Rise of
cute-
Skywalker. So it's going to be taking place after episode 9.
What? Those still count?
Those don't count.
Wipe it from the existence.
Another addition to my collection, says Jacob.
That's another piece of cinema that I don't care about. I'll probably give it a watch when it comes out just for Ryan Gosling.
Oh my
respect.
goodness. I'm reading through the Q&A answers.
Are the hot takes crazy?
Tish, girl, I love you. You gave like 7 responses.
Beautiful.
Yes, Tish.
How many of them are actually airable?
All
How
of
many
them.
can we put on the... Okay, good. I don't know.
You want to do that next? Should we do Q&A next?
Yeah, but tell us about your...
avoid talking about himself.
Tell us about your week, bro.
The week just started. What are you talking about?
No, since we...
I know. Since we
streamed
on Wednesday?
Yeah, since we streamed last Wednesday.
Week was good. Like I said.
Tish said, wait, I went to pee. Hold on. Don't worry, we're not going over your Q&As yet. Don't worry. I'm excited, though.
Got trash bag?
Yeah, trash bag. I have different ones. Oh, okay, that didn't do anything. That was amazing. Air resistance, you know?
Friction.
Dang, I'm not the only one like that.
All right. Yeah, the week was good.
Boom.
Talent show was fun. Just glad to go ahead and be a part of it.
Dang,
it was cool that we
I got a
represented.
table now.
It's gonna come for you. Wait.
I kept it PG. Damn, Tish.
Thanks.
You gotta let us know in chat now where you
Appreciate
others
that.
might. I'm kidding.
I know. What were the other ones you were thinking?
But yeah, again, the talent show was definitely a highlight, even though I was extremely nervous. But I'm glad I did it, and then the support that we had was really, really cool. To go ahead and even just like front row, have Lex, Zach, Zebra Cakes, have Vicky, Dad was there too, obviously, well, you were over with Mom.
Yeah, I was with Mom at the ticket table, and the table's like in the very back, but there's like a lane in the middle for people to walk through. So honestly, Mom and I had a great view, actually.
But yeah, so it was really fun. It was fun to go ahead and be a part of, and crazy part about it is that like even after I performed, I was wondering, I was like, damn, like why do I still feel so like nervous? Why do I still feel like this pit in my stomach? Why do I still feel?
But I think it was because perceived.
I think it was what it was I think it was I knew that I slipped up a little bit, and that's what was bothering me a lot. Where in reality, it's like I don't think people maybe have kind of caught it and stuff, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
AJ says he messed up, but he really didn't.
The only thing that gave you away to people who know you is you did your typical little
you were like,
head shake. You did your one head shake, and I was like, he beat himself up already.
Well, because that was bro, what are you talking about? It's cash and money, bro.
What are you talking about? That's A mother effing J. My bad. Perspective got me off.
What you're looking like? Huh?
Because it looked like it went right through here.
Nah,
and he looked for it, and he was like, "It's not there."
That was nothing with that.
I was like, "Whoa, magic!"
But I will say though, like after the intermission, I felt much better, and I have to admit, after the intermission, the acts were absolute killer.
Right?
Like they're killer.
I was after the intermission.
Well, yeah, Lex was after the intermission. And Lexi, you did a great job. Even Lenora's daughter was before you. She did,
she didn't address the crowd like AJ did.
The thing though is that like you talked about crowd presence. Like, what did she do? Go up there and mess around with the mic for a little bit, right? Try to go ahead and prop it up and this and that, stuff. And
she kept it on the stand.
You would think that you would go ahead and address the crowd and be like, at least say hi or whatever, or whatever they take, and stuff. Like you even like address the at least address the crowd, and you were even like disclaimer. I don't usually come up on stage.
I don't usually sing for people, like in front of people. So I hope you enjoy. That's what I said.
Like for me, when I went up on stage, I was like, like hope everyone's having a nice Friday, and I was kind of like, this song I'm singing, and if you know it, don't be afraid to sing along. That's kind of it. Because I was afraid to sing it. So. But anyways, so like Lexi killed it. There was 4 acts after the intermission. It started with those 2 little boys that
they rocked it, man.
Yeah, they went ahead and
killed it, man.
So
they did a great
for anybody that knows the song, right? I'm talking about Kryptonite. Now, you listen to it. There was Well, they said it was like 7 and 8 year olds, right?
I think one was 11, one was 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 and 8, right? One was playing guitar and singing,
11-year-old,
and then the other one was playing drums, right? And they freaking rocked it. 3 Doors Down, that's right.
Yeah,
The one freaking,
exactly.
like,
Yep.
you know? Exactly. I was gonna go ahead and sing it, but I'm trying to think it too. Like, I don't want to go and mess up the lyrics, but yeah, like, never go crazy when you used to call me Superman, like that one. But the thing is, think about the tempo and think about the guitar. Think about the guitar, and then think about the drums involved in everything, and then think about 2 little boys on stage fucking rocking it.
Yep.
And he was singing it too.
And what was cool, though,
preteens.
And
what was cool too was that the more the crowd got into it, the more confident they got.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they saw me and your guys' dad over off to the side. And we were like, yeah, we were singing it with him.
And then
we saw him bust a little smirk, and he started getting a little more.
At one point, he's even like, come on, you know, and stuff, like trying to get the crowd involved and
He was
stuff.
like, why don't you guys cheer for me like they do?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely rocked it. Oh yeah, the 4th act was the final was Lenora. Yeah, the one who put the talent
She
show
sang
together
too.
And the
alongside
violinist too.
violinist
killed
too.
it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he
He
was
did
after
such a
the
good job.
intermission too. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he did good too. Yeah, he did a good job too.
He did
did
Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which actually me and Vicky were talking about. It's a lot harder than because he did first he did a song that was like a classical arrangement, and then he did the Mario theme. You guys know. Which is arguably harder because you have to actually stop every time you're on that.
You have to kill your momentum. You have to catch 2 strings for some of them.
It was so cool because the tempo was like maybe slightly off, but you still recognize it. But
It
it's
was
because of that,
slightly
like you
slower,
said,
but-
it's because of probably how difficult it was. Then all of a sudden he would do like the freaking like, and then the.
Yeah, he did
and he
that
like
too.
switched it up and stuff, you know.
He did a good job.
And then he ended it with the typical like just the ending or whatever, however it went.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It was really good.
It was like really really cool. Yeah. So again, the talent show was a lot of fun.
Everyone did a great job.
Lenora ended it so good, you know.
Yeah.
It was like,
She
clap
did.
your hands, get up and down.
What is this song? Is it
So let's dance.
Last Dance
Let's
by? Is it
dance.
it's not Donna Summer, right?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's the Last Dance. And then that one, she did an awesome job too. Got the energy going. And then again afterwards, like Lexi had mentioned, we went ahead and we all grabbed dinner and stuff like that. So it was really cool. I really enjoyed participating in that. And but yeah, other than that, I just kind of been chilling. I do a super. That's my talent. There you go.
You got hit him with a super.
Yeah.
That's your talent.
Did you sing "We Are"? No, we didn't go out there and do any One Piece songs. Yeah, so it was cool.
I did bust
Lots
out
of
Mother
fun.
C on the keyboard.
That'd be crazy. But what I'd like to do now at this time is go back to the Q&A. I think that'd be a perfect time to go ahead
much
and
fun.
jump into that. And I'm excited to see what Tish has for us, and if we have anybody else who went ahead and chimed in on the question. And
If you didn't put anything in on our Q&A, feel free to answer in chat. The question we asked you last week, which is what we kind of talked about with Tish, was who is your guys' Hear Me Out character? And it doesn't have to be Attack on Titan related.
no.
It's just whoever. Tish said, I would like to take some back. Okay. You can let me know when we read them. But just so you know, I'm still reading them.
Yeah, expose her.
So if you guys would like to answer in chat, feel free. Feel free to say yay or nay if you agree with the Hear Me Outs. First, we have same person who was first today in the podcast, Jacob.
Okay.
Jacob said flock.
What? That you hear me out?
Your Hear Me Out is flock. All right.
Wild.
I'm not hearing anything out
Yeah, I'm past.
personally. I think it's funny. Tish said I would like to take some back. Also, I think it's funny that after I posted this, Tish commented on it saying, "So it begins," which is so
cool.
fun. Thank you for that, Jacob.
Yeah.
He said, "Hear me out," like he's the GOAT. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Interesting. You're wrong there too, but
Yeah, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Good job, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you, Jacob.
Next we have Bobby. Bobby said, anime-wise, Asta from Black Clover, and in general, Walter White.
Walter White. Wow.
Bobby's into Walter
That's
White.
crazy. So bald.
But you know what? I get it. It's like a vibe thing, right, Bobby? It's like a way they carry themselves. And Austin from Black Clover is also pretty valid. Thank you for that, Bobby. And now we have main event.
Let's do it.
All of the Tish.
This is the Tish list.
Dick Sadi.
Okay.
Judge you.
Thrax from Osmosis Jones.
Wild.
Whoa.
Hey, Osmosis Jones is to hear me out in himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, Osmosis Jones, who voices him again? It's I can't remember who it is.
Osmosis Jones is
It's that animated movie with
No, I know
There's a
movie it is,
series,
but I'm trying to think of the voice.
Yeah, I can't remember who voices him. I can't
Let me
remember
see.
who.
Oh, it's not Chris Rock. It's,
Thrax from it? I can't remember who Thrax is.
Chris Rock.
it is
Chris Rock. Wow.
Chris Rock. Thrax is Lawrence Fishburne.
What? Really?
And Drix is
Oh my
David
god,
Pierce.
I know who Thrax is. It's the freaking villain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's who that is.
Thrax from
just
Osmosis
It's the
Jones.
one scene with his finger.
Oh my god, it's literally like here. Like all the fan art is of his like freaking finger. His one giant finger.
That's so crazy.
Okay.
Is that one you want to take back, or are you standing on that
Did you want to take that one back?
I
Or?
feel like she's standing on business with this one.
But you know what? I respect it.
Yeah.
I could
I respect
understand
it.
standing on business for Thrax. That's great. It's the dreads, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the slick back
Dreads, huh?
dreads.
Standing on this one.
She said, no, I'm
Okay,
standing on this
okay.
one. Okay. Very good. Next from Tish is the Prince in Beauty and the Beast, but specifically in beast form only. You know what?
I've heard that
That's
one a
what I
lot.
assumed.
I'll hear you out.
I've heard that one a lot.
I'll hear you
Yeah.
out.
I've heard that from Zebra Cakes too, where Zebra Cakes is like the moment that
The moment he turned
the
human,
beast turns human, it's kind of like, oh.
They're like,
can
oh, his
see
facial
Belle-
structure is kind of.
Belle is like,
Go back.
like you can tell she's kind of like look at him and she's like, I guess he's cute.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
I
like,
didn't think he could get any uglier.
that's a whole new person.
Yeah, it really is.
You know?
Like you fell in love with a completely different thing, and he's just like this like blonde pretty boy after she had already been pursued by Gaston, who was the village pretty boy.
Yeah.
So she probably was like,
Ah,
He's a pretty
shit. This
boy
is
with
literally
a
a
brain.
Gaston.
I know. She was like, this is literally Prince Gaston.
No one.
I should have done that for you. I should have done that one for the talent show.
But with a heart.
He was so beefy. I know. And he was also really sweet.
Now he's
translucent
yeah.
for real.
I know.
Even his, even his voice is completely different. Like,
Yeah.
I would feel the same way,
Oh
though.
yeah, I didn't think about the voice.
His voice is completely different, too.
I feel like the voice really
He's like,
does kind
"Bill, it's me." No,
yeah.
dude.
Instead of hearing them
I
like,
want that beast.
yeah.
I know.
That is not what I signed up for in the sheets, ma'am.
I know. She's like, I fell in love with the
Oh,
beast.
Zero Case goes. Oh, I
God
love it.
damn!
Hold on. Let's get to. Hold on. We're gonna have to go ahead
Yeah,
and put a little
let's-
bookmark on that one. Okay. We're gonna get to you, baby, after Tish.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I love it. Thanks, baby.
Yeah,
Thanks, baby.
Let's finish up the Tish ones first. Okay, Tish continues. Doc from Cars. I've heard that before. I don't agree, but I've heard that
I've
before.
heard men say Sally, so.
Yeah.
She got
I
a
have-
tramp stamp. No,
I
she
have
got a
heard that.
decal.
You know what?
She got a bumper sticker.
I actually was hot tubbing with my friends the other day, and we were playing like this truth game, and one of the questions was, who's your fictional crush? Like, who is a fictional character you would like to
Crazy.
bed?
It's fucking crazy.
And one of my friends goes, Sally from Cars all day. I was like, dude, you want to fuck a car? He's like,
lot of
no,
guys-
dude, it's Sally.
A lot of guys would marry their car.
That's true.
Doesn't surprise
You guys
me.
ever seen that episode of My Strange Addiction? There's ways to fuck a car.
God damn. Our chat is crazy.
I love it.
Oh my God, they're so
hold on.
going.
We gotta keep going here.
I know.
We're gonna get to the other list too.
You guys are
I
wild.
know.
You guys are out of it.
I kinda
This is what
wanna-
happens when we bring
Okay.
up topics like these.
Next, Tish says Optimus Prime. Valid.
Okay.
That's
Valid.
I'll
Again,
take his
Aura.
All-Spark.
Aura for sure. Valid. Don't need to. Okay. I gotta look this one up. Gwen Tennyson in her full alien form.
Oh, híjole, güey.
Gwen
Tennyson.
Agreed.
I've heard that name before.
Everyone knows Ben Tennyson.
in her
Oh,
full.
that's what this is. Oh, it's a Ben 10
Oh, in her alien form. So like when she's all purple,
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
I do love me some purple.
she looks like She-Venom, which is also my hear me out. You know what? Yeah, powerful, Or I see a trend here, Tish.
The fact that you don't
power.
even talk about the blueprint to this design.
I was 12 and confused.
Blackfire.
Oh.
Blackfire is where it all began.
Okay, next.
Interesting.
Okay, Tish says the Easter Bunny from Rise of the Guardians.
Yo!
Voiced by Hugh Jackman.
I can understand.
Damn.
Yeah.
Or Santa.
You know what? Yeah. I know the Santa is like tough as hell. I had a fat crush on Jack Frost in that movie when I was growing up. So, next Tish says Death from Puss in Boots. I have heard that one a lot. In the newest Puss in Boots movie. I've heard that a lot. Have you seen that one,
AJ?
I don't think so, no.
With Wolf?
He's
the
like
big bad
this
wolf is like death. Just a big wolf with red eyes.
Yeah.
He has two sides.
He's got like, a big scythe or like a sickle.
No.
Yeah, they're like sickles.
Tish says he was hot and tall. The Whistle. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Okay. Last one from Tish. Killer from One Piece, but with the mask on.
Oh, okay.
Damn, don't do my boy like that.
Masks help.
Mask on.
Masks do help. Masks do help.
Negan.
Wow.
Negan. That's a good one.
Negan's a good one.
All right. Tish, thank you so much. Can you get an applause?
Yeah.
Can we get an
Tish,
applause?
thank you.
Tish,
Yes.
Tish really, like, she was ready for this.
I know. I mean, we kind of made this one for her.
Killer. Kids better.
Kids better.
The mask is a fantasy.
Yeah, the mask does help.
And Inuyasha Forever too, of course. Interesting. So now that
all right, we do have a couple more.
Zebra. We got a couple more over it.
But let's scroll. I want to go through this before we lose them. So Zach, are you able to scroll up and go back to where Zebra Cake said all hers? We'll go through those and then we'll finish it up with we'll finish it up with Eddie's actually.
Awesome.
Zebra Cake says Shadow, Knuckles.
Okay.
Jimmy Neutron's mom.
Whoa.
Jimmy's mom.
Robin Hood the Fox.
Okay.
Spirit the Horse.
Oh my! I've heard so many people talk about that fucking horse. I don't understand it.
JoJo from Horton Hears a Who.
I used to have a fat crush on JoJo from Horton Hears a Who, actually. So valid. He's like the little goth boy.
That is crazy. Spirit the Horse.
Is that all of Zebra Cakes?
Oh, Hopper from Bug's Life.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hopper.
Okay, that one led to a little bit of a spin.
Yeah. What was chat saying after that? We gotta hear.
Tish says Hopper is hot. I'd let him step on me. Zebra Cakes. He's a Dom. Dom Daddy Hopper.
Okay.
And then Tish says I was 12 and confused.
Interesting.
And then they've said Negan.
Yeah. Didn't Zebra Cakes also say another one too besides Inuyasha? I think there's one up there.
Hitmonchan.
Hitmonchan.
Yeah. Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid for Tish.
Duh.
Okay, there's one there's one too where
Roderick is not
talked about Jimmy Neutron's mom, right?
Yeah, that's a big
now,
one.
There's another cartoon mom that I remember. There's Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
When she goes into the pool.
She's like...
I remember that too. There's one where
Dexter's
a lot of people...
dad was holding it down.
I know.
A lot of people talk about Dexter's Laboratories.
He had to be hung.
He can handle all that.
That's like, that's like cottage cheese.
Maybe he just treats her right.
That's crazy.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Maybe he just really treats her right.
A PG podcast. I'm so sorry.
Hey, we're explicit on Twitch and on Spotify, okay?
Mrs. Incredible is duh.
Yeah, Mrs. Incredible is also another one, too, that I've heard a lot of.
Perfect Cell comes on.
Yeah. Hold on, Jacob put a list up there, too, didn't he? Didn't Jacob put a list? It was like all the One Piece women of age.
Robin, Nambi. No, Perona is not of age. Perona is 16.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, wait, that's not Perona. That's Pudding. Perona is of age. Never mind. Doll, Vivi, and all other legal women in One Piece. Yes.
Right. Wait, Pudding is 16?
Pudding is underage.
What the hell? What the hell is Sanji doing?
It's not his choice. It wasn't his choice.
I know it wasn't his choice.
In Japan, I think it's a lower, at least
I like
16.
how immediately Jacob knew to a pro and he goes, no, she's 23.
No, she's 23.
I looked, big dog. I looked.
He did research first.
Perona, you're right. Perona, I was thinking Pudding. No, Pudding is 16. She's underage here, of age in Japan.
Eris from Sinbad. The vacuum from Teletubbies.
This is incredible.
Well, duh.
Oh my god.
The vacuum from Teletubbies is
it's the
call out.
hose. Oh my god.
It's crazy. The hose.
That's crazy. Wow.
I know I'm judging all of you, but
no, there's no judgment here. This is hilarious. I love it. I
got a couple like that.
You speakers, I judge all damn day.
All right, what? Okay.
Spirit.
I like how Jacob's just like, what the heck?
Okay, before we say
Eddie, right?
our own, we still have Eddie's answers. Also, thank you again, Tish. I love the hear me out paragraph.
Can we give an applause also to Zebra Cakes as well?
Yeah, thank you, Zebra Cake. Thank you.
I love it when we got like multiple responses.
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie says most definitely Armin. Duh.
Yeah. Duh. It's on my list.
Yeah. Armin's my hear me out. And then Eddie, I look at you a little differently now. His second answer is Falco.
Ooh.
Eddie, what? I thought we were cool, man.
Maybe he misinterpreted the hear me out.
What Falco is this series from?
Or maybe he's thinking of the Falco. What's the Falco Punch?
Captain Falcon?
Captain Falcon. Yeah, he went with Captain Falcon. Yeah.
Eddie, that was a gag, right? I'm summoning you. That was a gag, right?
I didn't know y'all had
Maybe he meant solely. Maybe he meant solely
about that anime.
Maybe he means just the Jaw Titan form.
Yeah. You know?
Because you know what? Okay.
Bro can't be a diddler. No, we're just joking here.
I'm just kidding, Eddie.
I doubt.
Because you know what? These are all animated characters.
Yeah. None of them are real.
No.
Okay.
Because we're pretty sure Falco's voiced by a man.
Zebra Cakes.
Oh, that girl from
Please
Atlantis?
refrain from stealing my answer.
Yeah. What's her name, Zach? What's her name?
I don't know. I was going to say the Atlantis girl.
Yeah, everyone knows who we're talking about. The Atlantis girl.
I got a better one. I
have his face.
I had a backup just in case.
Ooh, that Porco is cool too.
Yeah. That's my cosplay for this year.
Kita?
I wonder too, Zebra Cakes, baby, you let me know. Was this on your list too? Is L one?
Oh yeah, do you have
L a hear me out?
One for her, yeah.
Do you have any Death Note hear me outs?
It's
the obvious ones are, you know, Misa. Yeah, Ryuk is honestly, he's a hear me out. Ryuk is a hear me out.
Yeah.
Voiced by Willem Dafoe. That Ryuk. You might as well
Dick Dafoe?
Just say Marco when he's dead. Oh God, because of the half blown off face thing.
Why take out?
I know.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, L was a hear me out. If we're going solely off of anime, I can give you way too many. But
oh yeah, you want to go ahead and give us your?
Yeah, winding it down.
I gotta think.
One of my hear me outs is always going to be Jake Sully from Avatar. Always.
Every time I hear Sully, I think James P. Sullivan.
No.
I'm like, damn. Okay,
you're like, another big blue guy.
I'm surprised no one picked that one.
Another big blue guy. It's always going to be Jake Sully, obviously. And Natiri. They can both get it any day, anytime they want. Goth Mikasa is better than Goth Mikasa. You said the same. Oh, Goth Misa is better than Goth Mikasa. You know what? Maybe.
I'm glad you and Tish are on the same page.
Avatar form, because yes, in Avatar form, not as a white guy. In Avatar form. I like Jake Sully in Avatar form. I mean, I'm dating a guy that's built like an Avatar, so surprise. And then my first ever
I did do research.
Crush. My first ever female crush was Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame. You know the scene where she's like basically pole dancing?
Yep.
I was just like 10 years old and confused. I was like, damn, what's this feeling? Luca is an actual Avatar. Yeah. Wonder if he's still here. I love you, babe.
I know. Shut up. We had Luca in chat.
I know. Babe, what are your hear me outs? Because I could say them.
Jeez. I expose you right now, babe.
And then I'll also say most Tim Burton characters.
Okay.
Most Tim Burton characters can get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'll leave it at.
You want to go you or me, bro?
I only have one because I have Dexter's mom was one.
Yeah.
I'll buy you some time, bro. I got you.
The other one I want to say is Rogue from X-Men animated series.
Oh.
That's a good one, brother. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's one where
I never watched it, but she is really pretty.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like stuff when I was like younger, shows that I like, that I watched, and that could fit for those hear me outs.
Mm-hmm. Like how these are all.
It's crazy how you
These
just
are all
like
animated.
Like
With Rogue.
Freaking Deeper Kings with their whole ass list.
I know. You had a whole list earlier, and you're like, wow. You were just talking about the hose of a vacuum.
The double standard goes crazy.
All the women in Marvel Rivals. Well, duh.
Scarlett Johansson.
I'm trying to think of other like stuff that I watched growing up.
Do you need me to buy you some time? I can pull trigger.
Yeah,
quick.
just go ahead. Because I didn't really prepare. Like
Zach
I didn't
has a
really
lot.
have like a
Let me
list.
tell y'all about a little movie called Road to El Dorado.
Oh,
shit.
my God.
Oh, she goes a good one too,
A
baby.
little
Yeah, she goes
lady.
good.
Since Atlantis got stolen from me, a little lady named Chell.
Shell.
I wonder some days. Some days I'm asked, Zach, where did you find this passion for a Latino woman? It came from the road to El
It came from
Dorado.
Shell.
Chell, easy. Second, ass
my
ketchup
God.
mom. Hands down.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I take it back. Dawn's mom. Dawn's mom was so bad. That's a Diamond and Pearl.
I'm still thinking about Shell. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Hey, I had that same. I've been
I have
daydreaming.
this scene going on in my head right now where she's like, too bad, I'm free now.
And then they jump cut.
And they jump cut and he's like, there's slurping noises, but he's talking. And then her head rises from his crotch.
Yep.
What a dream. DreamWorks, right? Can't remember who it is.
Yep, DreamWorks.
DreamWorks
No, Disney wouldn't put that shit up there.
Shell is
Okay.
cute.
Okay, you know what? Since y'all had some crazy hear me outs, I'll throw out a crazy hear me out.
I'm ready.
Space Jam Lola Bunny.
That's not crazy. Hear me out, bro.
It's a bunny.
That's so obvious. Everyone loves Lola Bunny.
I thought we were gonna go and get like something
I know.
crazy.
I thought we were about to get like an inanimate object or something.
And Granny.
And
Granny. I thought you were gonna say Aunt Fanny.
Aunt
Hey, you know what?
Fanny.
Jacob got me there. Cynthia from Pokemon. That's my Pokemon. Hear me out.
Cynthia better.
Yeah, I agree, Tish. That's not a hear me out. Everyone loves Lola Bunny.
What about Granny though?
Yeah, Granny's a little different.
Granny's crazy.
Oh,
I'm looking over at some characters. What about some of the Teen Titans?
I already said Blackfire.
Oh, yeah, you already said
Blackfire?
Blackfire.
I think that's who this one is. Yeah.
Blackfire.
Somebody has the bee from the Bee movie.
Barry B. Benson?
What's the name of the girl?
Oh,
From Bee movie. Yeah, yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah, that's one too. Yeah.
can't remember her name.
And the reason why it's a hear me out is because she would date a bee.
Yeah,
blue
she's a
monkey,
little
though.
crazy. A blue monkey though.
Raven, 100% Raven.
Yeah.
Some people have
100%.
Mewtwo.
That's easy.
Some people have
Mewtwo?
Mewtwo.
Well, yeah,
no.
because
Look up
he's built.
Mewtwo Mega Y.
What? Mewtwo Mega
Mewtwo's
Y.
thick as hell.
Look up Mewtwo Mega Y.
I'm trying to think if there's any fictional characters that aren't animated.
What the? Why?
Why? Is AJ's response.
Why they have different versions?
Because they have Megas. They have. Oh, and then look up Mega X.
Nah, I
There's
just
two of them.
saw. I
Yeah.
just saw.
My huge hear me out is Light Yagami.
Light Yagami, really?
Light Yagami, yeah.
What
I feel
about-
like L over Light.
This just reminded me.
It mine used to be L, but as I've gotten older, I think I like Light more. But now that I'm older, I'm gonna choose Ryuk.
Somebody has the
So-
cucumber from VeggieTales.
Not Larry!
Oh yeah,
The
Larry.
fact that it's a cucumber is making me uncomfortable now.
Oh my gosh. I know where my bunny fear
Mrs.
comes
Puff.
from. It's from those memes. That's
Puff.
crazy.
Mrs. Puff, the red M&M. Some people have the red
Pearl.
M&M. Larry.
I do actually have a crazy hear me out that did pop into mind that I'm a little ashamed of.
Uh-oh.
But whatever, it's a hear me out.
What is it?
Do you know Monsters University? The movie Monsters University?
I don't think so.
You've seen the movie Monsters University?
The one where it's
Which one?
Mike
Monster-
and
the
Sully
Mike
as
and Sully?
college students.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Monsters University. Their friend that is like conjoined twins. They have two heads.
So Pleakley.
No, he's not Pleakley. If you see in
Double
the
Pleakley.
if you see in the final scene when they're all like suddenly doing a great job scaring, he walks into the room, silhouette like a man, and then he kicks out his tentacles, and then his heads are there. then he goes to
that
scream.
did it for you, huh?
That scene specifically, that did it for me. It's all about the way you hold yourself, right? Right, guys? It's all about the way the characters hold themselves. See, Tish says Blinkley is a baddie, though. No, for real.
Some people have the Sabretooth from Ice Age.
Yeah, I've heard people say that too.
Some people have the.
I do not agree.
The female fish from.
Lola.
From
that's another one.
Fishtails, yeah.
Oh,
She's
Will
awesome.
Smith had the baddest fish around.
Yeah.
Someone has Hades.
I thought you were gonna say the
Yeah, that's
invisible
an easy.
lizard guy.
I can see that one.
And then someone has I don't know if maybe he's underage, but Goofy's son.
Max.
Oh,
Yeah,
Max.
underage.
Yeah. I've also heard people talk about his girlfriend, Roxanne, I think
Yeah,
is her
also
name.
underage. Yeah.
Kronk says zebra cakes.
Kronk.
Kronk,
If I were a woman, I could have a lot more. Hear me out, okay?
Give me Goofy. All right, I agree.
Goofy, there
I
you
love
go.
myself a good lanky man.
Someone has the from the what would you say the
Oh my God, from Monsters vs. Aliens.
yeah Monsters vs.
It's
Aliens.
the missing link.
The missing link. There you go.
I was gonna say, what are they? What's the name of the girl?
Susan.
Susan.
The name is Ginormica.
Basically how she says it.
Some of these are crazy.
Imagine a night out with Bob, though.
The president from Monsters vs.
Someone has
Aliens.
Captain Underpants.
That's a little weird.
Underpants is wild.
That one needs a little bit of looking
Kronk's
into.
New Groove was the shit, man.
Oh, what's that
Wally's
show?
girlfriend, Eva?
What's the show from oh fuck. This guy. Forgot the show.
Oh my God, Sporticus from I almost said Adventure Time. Sporticus from Lazy Town.
Yeah, Lazy Town. There you go.
Dude.
Yo.
Someone else
Adventure Time?
Sporticus.
I will
Give
die.
me Marceline.
I will die on the hill that Sporticus is like peak, like real life superhuman, like peak physical, optimal, functional body.
I mean,
the way
actor,
that if you guys
was,
don't
like,
know,
seriously fit.
yeah, if you guys don't know anything about Sporticus, he was originally I want to say a gymnast in somewhere in Europe, won many medals, and then decided to make a show that was like, you know what, let's make a show that'll actually promote kids to stay active.
He literally told
And
the
then
future of America.
Someone and then in the US, they were like, you know what? I kind of like that show. Let's air it out here in the US. And then Lazy Town was born, and Sporticus, as an ex-Olympian, was on there just doing, this is our daily push-up challenge, and doing fucking flips while he's
I
pushing
forgot
up.
he was doing flips.
He was literally doing finger
Dude,
push-ups. He would do
Sporticus
push-ups.
is it.
360.
Sporticus is everything. He is an amazing man. And he was like, by the time he was playing Sporticus, he was like 40s.
Yeah, he was in his like early.
Oh,
late
really?
40s.
Yeah. Still peak human condition. He literally is a real
Robbie
life.
Rodden.
No, not Robbie Ryan.
Rip.
Hey, that motherfucker made some banger songs though.
Yeah, he did.
The Babysitter's crazy.
Someone has that Chester the Cheeto guy.
Yeah. You know what?
Hey, have you guys seen Paranorman?
Of course.
The sister in the pink sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, what's her name?
I can't remember. She
I
was
was
kind of a
say
bitch.
it's like Erica or something, but it's probably not.
Some basic white girl name.
And then she was into a gay guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you didn't know he was gay.
Well, was that also Monsters vs. Aliens? Where he was like, I'm not ready yet, Katie.
I know. Don't rush me, Katie. Just not ready. I could probably quote that. Billy Relish. Yeah, that's not a hear me out.
The wolf from Bad Guys.
I haven't seen Bad Guys.
Making a second one.
Zach, we need to discuss what a hear
Grim.
me out is. Yeah, Zach, you need.
I feel like it's harder for men to have hearing
Yours are too obvious. You need to
harder
go
for-
off of vibe.
Another
the way
one
they
too
carry
that's pretty
themselves.
obvious too.
Oh,
is,
Ahsoka Tano.
from
I don't
the
know.
Batman animated series, right? Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Anakin's
that's another good obvious
Padawan.
one. It's like saying Catwoman.
Harley Quinn's an obvious one. Like,
Yeah, that's what. That's what
Yeah, that's
what
why I
I'm saying.
said another obvious
Yeah.
one that's on here.
That's like saying your hear me out is
like
Jessica
Poison
Rabbit.
Ivy. Yeah. Oh,
Someone has
Duh.
the fries from Aqua Teen Hunger Force or whatever.
that's crazy.
The fries. See, yeah, hear me out if it's like an inanimate object, you know?
She was the number 8.
Someone has Quasimodo. What?
Oh, I mean, he has a good voice.
There's not like a lot of good like hear me outs
All right.
There's plenty of hear me out
for the women, like for women in series.
Not
They're all
like
drawn beautifully.
That's true.
Just go. We need to.
You know what?
discuss
How about
Hear Me
this?
Out is.
Hot take: the other Jessica Rabbit with the
Which
ugly
one?
face that made Homeboy jump out the window.
Oh, the other, yeah, the
I'll
faker.
take that one. Yeah, the faker.
The one with the saggy boobs.
Come here, Mary,
Oh, the one that
about
goes, jumps out the building and free falls too.
Yeah.
And just,
How about Muriel? Oh,
No. Muriel.
maybe not Muriel, but the cat
man, you don't want
that had
that.
his theme. Man, you don't want none of that.
Oh man,
What about the?
I feel like Eustace would be like a hear me out, right?
maybe not for me.
With the
No,
mask
I just
on.
meant like more
But he could be.
so like a between-
Courage is a hear me out.
That's a dog.
That's why it's a hear me out.
Manny the Mammoth.
Kid.
Smash
Okay.
or pass.
Pass.
Diego the Sabretooth.
Pass.
The monkey from the one where they're pirates.
The monkey?
Yeah, there's like a pirate one.
I don't know, so pass. Tisha, smash!
Smash.
Diego's ran through, girl.
Oh,
Diego is
Kelly.
ran through.
100%.
No. Going back to anime.
Diego is just chanting Tatum. He's basic.
I know he is. He is. Diego's ran through. He's so basic. He's such a basic. Hear me out.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna look up those hear me out cakes.
Oh, he goes, not for Diego. Give me Manny.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh man.
Let's see.
A big man with a big trunk.
Of course, a lot of people are saying Simba, Kovu. I agree with Kovu.
Who is Kobu?
He's from the second.
Yeah, I saw
Lion
some of that
King?
too. Man Ray.
Lego Batman, Sully, the robot from Robots,
Which one?
Roddy. Is that his name, Roddy?
You mean oh yeah, Roddy. I thought you were talking about
Wreck-It
Robin
Ralph,
Williams' character.
Scar, duh. Megamind, duh. That's a yep.
Sully.
Oh.
It's giving AJ. Yeah, thank
The
you.
lady
I'll take
robot
Sully.
from Robots. She bad.
Which one?
The one with the big tickets, the mom.
Yeah, and Fanny.
And the one who backs her Fanny and Roddy.
Man.
I'd be into the yellow robot with pigtails. She's cute.
Piper.
Piper. Yeah. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Damn.
Damn.
Someone has Kirby, Johnny Bravo,
Oh, we're gonna do
Edna mode.
Game's over. What's the name of the Crystal from Star Fox?
Someone has Cat Dog.
What?
Yeah.
Cat dog?
The human version of Shrek.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
She-Hulk.
Duh.
Comic version.
Snape. Oh, my other hear me out is Ron Weasley. Or should I say Ron Risley?
That is not a hear me out. That is the Rizzler himself.
No, Ron is he just be getting the girls. He just be getting them. His little ginger ass.
Weasley. Oh, girl. Ew. Ron Weasley.
Hermione.
Weasley.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah. Rip.
Not Ron. No, Ron's a hear me
Stop
out.
it, Ron. It's Leviosa.
Ron is a hear me out.
Isn't that in the movie where all of a sudden Hermione's like,
That I was not referencing the movie. There's a different animated video. Leviosa, not Leviosa.
But she does.
the movie where
say
like
something
Ron
like
makes
that.
fun of Hermione for saying that, and all of a sudden her.
I know she does. She does have that line where it's Leviosa, not
I like
Leviosa.
how he makes his face and it
Leviosa.
looks like his mouth is full.
I don't like how he makes his. He's just British.
Interesting.
Because his gums are
But
inflamed all the
thank you
time.
to all of you that answered our Q&A.
Oh yeah, can you hit us with an applause?
Now
Alex?
we
That's
all
awesome.
have
That's-
incriminating data on you.
I was gonna call it blackmail.
Awesome.
Thank you. Look
love
out for
it.
more on Attack the Talk podcast on Instagram.
And if you have
See you
more
guys
hear
next
me
week.
outs, go ahead and let us know in chat. Continue and not one AOT
Neville.
character.
No, we had Flock, Falco.
They were all men.
They're all men.
I mean, the obvious is Mikasa.
No one even said the
and-
Beast Titan.
I know.
I know. Beast. The cart.
Colossal.
Yeah.
Like, come on, ladies.
Yeah, the card
The
titan
one I
has the
can't use
card.
my name online. Evil Sasuke.
How do you know who a Sasuke is?
Evil Sasuke.
Oh. Shout out. All right. Good stuff, y'all. Yeah.
Neville Longbottom was the original chosen one.
Neville.
You can't convince me otherwise.
Neville.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the chosen one. Orochi? No.
What do you know about? Okay, good stuff, guys.
What's the name of my hear me out is Sakura because she's annoying as fuck.
Your hear me out is Sakura?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's annoying.
She's annoying. I like it.
I don't like her. But I mean, hey, she can heal me. Baddies. I can't say Tsunade. That's obvious. Everyone wants big yitty Tsunade.
All right. What do you think? This goes out to hear me out. Should we go ahead and jump into the episode?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it, y'all. We're going to go ahead and now get into our episode conversation. We're going to go ahead and relive the episode together, and then we'll have our episode breakdown discussion. Again, guys, this is season 4, episode 8, Assassin's Bullet. And this is part 1. Spoiler warning to our friends who are not caught up. You guys know your
Turbo
drill.
Granny.
Turbo Granny.
From Dandadan.
Give me your wee.
One of my friends the other day was trying to tell me and Luca that I finished Dandadan. But he said, I finished Dandadan. And I was like, why did you add like 3 extra dons to that?
All I heard was don 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 don.
But you know what? It does make you want to say because the intro song is really just dun 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 dun.
The Pikmin dance.
Yeah. Awesome.
Literally just sounds like Pikmin dancing.
It does.
Let me go ahead and do a quick little recap.
Yes.
Well, you guys, what we need to understand is that Eren has leveled up. We got to the culmination of the Warhammer and Eren battle. And of course, that battle involved many other characters. We have the Marleyan warriors versus Eren and his comrades. Well, the Titan warriors were one by one being defeated. Whether it was fair or not, we'll go ahead and we'll get into that conversation. Whether things were a little fishy or things were pre-planned, we'll talk about it. Either way, one person who I should say,
I dropped a chapstick this time.
Phone to come.
Let's just say that Eren wasn't here to play.
Oh,
Jacob says, Eren's my motherfucking G for real, says Jacob.
I mean, damn.
I'm assuming he meant it in that cadence.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, shit. I mean, he's fucking doing things right now, man.
He is. You know what? If you're going to support anyone, I guess it's got to be the guy that has control of everything. So.
The thing that's crazy is that, we'll go and we'll talk about it, but, yeah, I mean, there's not much more to recap other than the battle essentially is ended.
Rhina's awake.
Rhina is awake. Yes. But I don't want to get anybody's...
finally stood up.
I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. Okay?
He doesn't even have armor on his face.
But yeah, he's there. He is half transformed.
Thinks he's God. Now he grew a couple spikes.
And Eren's essentially looking at like this is are you kidding me right now? This guy's gonna go ahead and stop me?
Yeah.
Nobody can stop me. And
Can you not see my power up?
I do like how in this episode we just get straight into the action.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
We just get right into it.
But
Right into the news.
I knew you were gonna say that. The moment I said right into it, I was like, Zach's gonna say it.
My bad. Back to it.
But the scouts,
Back to it.
the scouts airship, we talked about it. It's there. The scouts are ready to go ahead and rendezvous and head back home.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're gonna go ahead and find out more about that. And we get a cool little sweet, kind of tender moment with some characters that we obviously cherish. And I'm excited to go ahead and talk about that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it. This is again episode 8 of season 4 and part 1. And I want to go ahead and switch up the vibe a little bit to get some
Make it a little more intense.
I know, we're over here in La La Land.
I know.
My hear me out is. La 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 la.
Someone also said the Chick-fil-A logo.
Chick-fil-A logo.
How you gonna fuck a logo?
I think
You might as well have said the Target dog. Oh, dang darn tootin'. Ding 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 dong 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 ding ding.
Ready, y'all? I'm ready. You guys ready?
Tuesday, I'm
Yep.
sorry. Tuesdays are
Tuesdays
wacky.
Tuesdays are interesting. But all right, guys, we're gonna go and jump into this. Please stick around with us so we can go ahead and talk about it all together. Yeah. All right. Here we go. We begin the episode as Rhina has confronted the devil himself, Eren Yeager. They both stare at each other in their Titan forms, noting that Rhina's form is less than ideal compared to Eren's upgraded form. They continue to stare as an excited and relieved Gabi exclaims,
It's Rhina!
Eren still has a hold of the Jaw Titan in hand as they both begin to charge towards each other. As they meet, Eren ducks under one of Rhina's aggressive strikes, only to counter with a powerful punch that shatters Rhina's jaw. The punch sends Rhina flying backwards, crashing to his back. Mikasa, Falco, and Gabi all feel the strength, this new strength of the founding Titan. Eren, inside of his Titan, even acknowledges his new strength. But Eren is shocked to find out that he no longer has a Jaw Titan in hand. Eren notices Rhina's Armor Titan, now holding Galliard's Jaw Titan. Eren reveals himself from his Titan's nape as Mikasa calls out to him. Mikasa lands beside Eren on top of his Titan as Eren declares, Seems to me this fight's over. We've used the last of our strength. As for Rhina, I can't exactly kill him at this point. Mikasa responds to Eren.
Okay, fine. Then let's go back home.
Eren takes one last look at Rhina. See you later, Rhina. Mikasa takes Eren as they rendezvous with the scouts in the airship. Rhina's armored Titan finally rests as it collapses to its back. Rhina saved Galliard. Scouts now all begin rendezvousing to the ship, preparing to finally go home. Jean, outside of the airship using his ODM gear, orders his soldiers.
Guard the ship from any hostiles below. If you still got ammo, then now's the time to use it.
Kozlo, still hiding with Falco and Gabi, takes notice.
Looks like they're retreating. Does this mean we're safe?
Gabi intensely stares as she whispers to herself.
They're getting away.
Gabi now becomes irate as she grabs her rifle and runs downstairs to chase after them. Falco yells out to her, trying to follow. A determined and motivated Gabi yells out the name with disdain.
Eren Yeager! You won't escape! I'll shoot you down!
Good job, Lex. All right.
I went a little more screamy, higher than I wanted to, but
There you go.
She does that same shit with her pitch switch.
No, honestly,
Yeah,
it is.
she
It's
does.
like
It's
nails
not.
on a
It
chalkboard
is.
where she's like running. She's like, Eren Yeager! It's
I
like,
know her little,
yeah.
She literally did it when I was watching, and I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
all right, it's over.
And I have to voice it. Thank you, Tish.
the
Thank
thing,
you.
though,
Great
is
job.
The thing, though, is that we talk about parallels, right?
See, Zero.
What?
She said, I get the logo thing. I feel the same about the word Del in Del Taco. But just Del?
Yeah, just
Nah,
Del.
chicken
There you
of
go.
Christ. Chick-fil-A girl, if she's an adult, that's crazy.
Damn. One thing I want to go ahead and mention, though, is that we talk about parallels, right? Like, we're here like shitting on Gabi and stuff, you know, but like we can't go ahead and act
She
like
does actually
Yeah.
shoot Eren Yeager down.
yeah,
Eventually.
but we can't go ahead and act like this isn't how Eren was acting over in season 1, you know? Like same thing too, like
Exactly.
and I know that we acknowledged it too. We're like, oh my god, like Eren is getting so like whatever, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah, we talk about how annoying
His
Eren does it
antics and
too.
stuff, you know, how
Yeah.
annoying he was being, and also too like one thing to note that's different between Eren and Gabi is that Gabi does back it up, right? Whereas
He walks
Eren
the
early
walk.
on, Eren was all talk.
Eren only backed it up because he had to eat his father.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that
Yeah.
we talk about like the kill count, the Titan kill count, right? And then
I'm so hungry I could eat dad. Have you seen that TikTok trend?
No.
Where you say, I'm so hungry I could eat, and then you're supposed to say someone that like your parent's first boyfriend or something, or like your parents' like old friend. You're like, I'm so hungry I could eat blah blah blah. And your parents like, how do you know that name?
Aaron with Carl. I'm so hungry I could eat dad.
I know. She's like, that's funny, Eren. Eat your dinner. So hungry I could eat Grisha Jaeger.
I did see something with that though. I saw it because the NFL had their draft last week, and one of the top players that got picked, I guess they did some sort of social media thing. So when the kid went ahead and went to the building of the new team he got drafted to, right? He's like kind of sitting there over in like a room, and then the person goes like, "Man, I'm so hungry, I can eat," and it says his high school football coach. Oh, and you can tell he's kind of like,
How do you know that?
Why are you my coach?
Every time someone says a name, because it's like a blast from the back, like a name you haven't heard in literally like 20 years, but you know the name.
Yeah.
You could see all the memories rushing back to that person. They're like, how do you, it's funny because I've seen a couple of moms, like they say like their first boyfriend or whatever, like the kid will be like, I'm so hungry, I could eat blah, blah, blah. And you can see the mom's like,
cue the song, Common Notion.
I know. How do you know that name? Wait, how do you know that name? And you can see all the memories, money.
Buckets.
All the memories running back to them and stuff. And then you just have some that's like, I had a friend named that, sweetie. She died.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, are you serious? It's like, yeah, my friend died.
That's crazy.
I disown my child if they bring up why she can't be
War
named.
flashback.
No, that's the thing. Imagine being a full-on blown, like having a full-blown family. You have like a teenage daughter or whatever, and then all of a sudden brings up like the first person you've ever dated.
That's crazy.
And you're like,
I've been like,
how
I'm
do you
beat
know that
senseless
name?
if you don't tell me how you figured that shit out.
I know. Like, how do you know that? Actually tell
You
me.
can't tell your mother none of this shit.
I know. Don't tell your mom. But how'd you find out?
Yeah.
How do you think I found out?
Jacob says, I'm so hungry I could eat Voldemort.
Uh-oh.
Is that the he who shan't be named? That's dishes.
I thought it was Mini Moy's.
Mini Moy? Oh.
What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
What is that? Mini Moy, what is that?
It's from Arthur and the Mini Moys?
Yeah.
That movie that like 10
They were
people
supposed
saw?
to make it into a series. Apparently they made like a third movie too, and it's like a horror movie or some shit.
Really?
Yeah, I
I've
don't
only
know if
ever
that's
seen
right.
the first one.
Yeah.
There's two where they're
Oh,
like
the fairy
that.
girl in that. She could get it.
Oh, fucking true.
Sorry. still not over my hear me out kick.
Arthur
But-
and the Mini Moys.
It's crazy. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. It's that dude from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
I am a surgeon.
I am a surgeon.
Him.
Maltazard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you're right. Gabi totally backs it up, and I feel like the only reason why Aaron does is because he was chosen to, essentially.
Yeah. It's been written in history.
Oh, wow. There's a 2022 film called Arthur Malediction. That's the horror film.
Oh.
There's actually a lot of movies. There's 3.
I only saw
That's
the
the
Mini
fourth
Moys
one.
Never even heard of it.
This is trippy. I'm gonna watch that later.
We talked about Rhina's form. We talked
Yeah.
about that last week. Again, pretty much like Lexi, actually, you're the one that kind of mentioned it, right? How it could be one of those formations of based off of lack of willingness,
will.
right?
Yeah, it seems like he only created what
Was the necessary?
Yeah, he
amount
only
of-
manifested what was necessary for the task, but his task wasn't to beat Aaron. His task was just to save Galliard,
Yeah.
which more power to Rhina. He did it. He was
Yeah.
like, I just got to grab this dude by his stubby leg. And
Tell me, I just got to get my jaw blown off and grabbing
Yeah.
this dude's hair. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, you can see though if you watch the episode, you can see the surprise in Aaron's eyes as he goes out there and he notices that Galliard is no longer in Aaron's hand.
Yeah.
But obviously too, Aaron also shows that that's not like the goal at hand. He already
The goal's
got,
accomplished.
It's not like he could have. I mean, he very well could have gone and fought for the jaw and like grabbed it again. He very
Yeah.
well could have, but I mean, he was like, anyways.
I want to talk about Aaron's words here, and
Yeah.
Like, I need him alive
he
so that
goes,
Falco
"Okay,
can eat
fine.
him.
I wanted to get into.
let's go back home now, right? He says, well, before that he goes, it seems like this fight's over. We've used the last of our strength. As for Rhina, I can't exactly kill him at this point. Like, again, rewatching this
Yeah.
and hearing the words, it's obviously very subliminal, right? And knowing what we know, right? We talk about how things ended here, and Rhina is obviously a character that lasts throughout the duration of the series.
Yeah.
It's again,
He survived.
everything is pre-planned, right? We've come to that conclusion that all the steps now that are being made at this point, obviously, in previous two, we find out, but even more so, season 4, everything is predestined.
Yeah.
Everything has already been calculated to a
Cart's
T.
already been put on the tracks. The cart's in motion.
Yeah.
Coaster
and
started.
We
You're
find
stuck.
out too that like
Cart Titan?
the fact that
Titan in motion.
things happen how they're happening, it wasn't because this is, like the first time they're happening. Like, we find out through Aaron's memories that he had to go and force things to happen because when he didn't allow that to happen, mistakes were made.
Yeah.
So I need to go back and fix those mistakes.
Timeline.
So he essentially was going back over and over and over again
like how he randomly got his crystallized Titan sticking out of the wall.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it's so everything from this point, and we're going to go ahead and get that killer line from Grisha, you know, at some point over in season 4. But everything is going according to Aaron's plan. And so in this moment, I can't help but think about like, okay, everything here,
everything he wants from this point forward.
Yeah. And so when he says, it's like, well, it seems like it's over. He says we've used the last of our strength, but like you mentioned, Lex, like if he really wanted to, he could have walked on over to Rhino's.
Just eaten both of them.
Yeah, he really could have just collected them all.
Yeah.
But
Like
probably
Pokemon
like, hey,
card.
I need Porco alive because Falco's going to be sick as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I need...
I need sick Birdman to kill me.
And then Rhina, you survived the story, so I can't really kill you.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that the people that heard him, like Mikasa, were more thinking of like, well, she's probably thinking like, okay, but I can't exactly kill him yet. She's probably thinking that he means
he's exhausted.
He doesn't want to take on that armored Titan and doesn't see it logical to just kill him and have it be reborn, like manifested into someone else. So he's like, whatever, I'll just let him be.
Yeah, that's an interesting mindset to go ahead and have.
That's what I'm guessing. That
another thing too to think is that maybe like he wants to go ahead and fight Rhino over at his strongest. You know, where he's like
I've already transformed like 4 times.
He goes, I can't exactly kill him at this point, right? Where when you think about it, he could mean at this point as in this state.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that Aaron, while he arrived to go ahead and simulate the same feeling that, at least to Rhino, right? Simulate the same feeling that Rhino left him. So it's one of those things where maybe Aaron's thinking like, I can't go ahead and put him out of his misery yet.
Yeah.
He still needs to suffer.
Experience what I just put you through.
Like, think about it.
I feel like that's more how Mikasa would project it.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, he just wants Rhino to suffer through more bullshit.
Yeah.
Because like Aaron in reality, the only reason he's not doing it is because he literally needs Rhino to be there to help finish him off.
Yeah.
Rhino alive.
Tish goes, Aaron, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to play with you anymore.
But yeah, I mean, I could totally see though too, like you're mentioning how that would be a good a way for Mikasa to interpret it, right? Yeah. As in like, you know, like he needs to suffer more, but at the same time, that does fall in line with what Aaron kind of explained to Rhina upon, you know, Rhina seeing Aaron again after so many years.
Reveal.
You know, it's like I need you to suffer much like I did. You know, just like how it's like you left me in this state, you left me having to scramble.
Very true.
You left me like needing to survive.
Yeah, I had to
I'm gonna need you.
flee my home for safety.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna have to sit with this, with all of this destruction here. You're gonna have to go ahead and deal with it. You're gonna have to sit here. You're gonna have to feel it. I'm not going to go ahead and put you out of your misery yet.
Knowing that it didn't have to happen if y'all hadn't destroyed my home first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, and that's the point of emphasis right there is that, like, who is the one that infiltrated the home first?
Exactly.
You know? Like, who's the reason why I'm here?
Is this justice? Yes. Not to you guys.
And stating the obvious, it also could be interpreted that it's just like, okay, Aaron's transformed already like 3 times. Rhina went out with 1 punch.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think
Not
power
worth
up
it.
gave him another opportunity to transform? He's only transformed into the Attack Titan.
That's true. That's true.
I firmly believe that upon consuming the Warhammer, that Aaron, if need be, is ready to go. Like, he's ready to fight.
Yeah.
You know? And
manifest some weapons.
Yeah, like let's say there's some sort of kind of hidden, I don't know, like another, you know, cavalry of reinforcements or something, you know, whatever the case was. I don't think Aaron would go ahead and just.
Oh, he could easily just Warhammer spike him to death.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he make a shield for his comrade. He's
slaughtering them.
Yeah.
He's slaughtering them. There's no defense. He dropped a nuke in their harbor.
Well, what I'm saying is that if they're like all trying to gun down his people of parity that he needs alive, he has the option to be defensive if he has to.
That's true.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Mikasa, you need to kill me, no.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
I don't want anyone else to kill me but you.
I know. I want
if the world was ending, I'd want to be next to you.
Exactly.
But
Bruno.
Lady.
Goo.
Another thing we talked about with Mikasa is that
Mars.
We're feeling the same, essentially the same emotions that we've been kind of discussing in past episodes. Is that it seems like Mikasa just wants to go back home. she just wants
Eren to go back home.
And then we talked about it where it's like, she sees Eren for the first time in who knows how long, right? It's like, let's just get this mission over with and let's just go home, right?
Yeah.
So the moment that Eren goes on to and accomplish that goal.
That's like the only words Mikasa has said so far this season. It's just, let's go home, please. Let's go home, please.
I don't like it here anymore.
I want to go home.
But then Eren leaves with that line of, see you later, Raina. Mm-hmm. Again, just to go ahead and give like that kind of punctuation there.
Toodles.
Full on, just like, I'm going to leave you with this. Mm-hmm. Have fun.
We're not done yet, bitch.
I'll see you again. Yeah. And I think with Raina, I mean...
That's probably haunting words for Raina, too.
For 100%.
For anyone at this point that has to go ahead and encounter, and I described Eren as the devil himself because we know that they're referred to as the Island Devil, but even Willie Tybur describing, like Eren Yeager as like the
leader,
the enemy.
Devil.
Yeah. So it's like, do you want to go ahead and cross paths with the devil again?
Yeah.
Do you want the devil to go ahead and be like, you know what? Hey, and let's say, for the sake of just like, again, the analogy I'm trying to make here, you guys think of like coming across somebody that you let's say had some sort of history with, right? Let's say you got the better of, and you come to find out that person is the devil himself.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the devil comes back to get revenge. The devil flips your world upside down, and then the devil goes and says, hey, I'll see you later. And then just walks away. Think about what that leaves you with. You're like, fuck.
By the power of God, you will leave me the fuck alone.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. The power of Christ compels you 100%. But I just thinking about it, like those haunting words of just like Eren Yeager telling Raina, hey, I'll see you later. Like, again, I just can't go ahead and get it out of my mind because Eren at this point, it's a much different Eren that we obviously know, right?
He was just standing there menacingly.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. And then
Agreed, Tish.
grabs holy water. Yeah, 100%. But they're heading back over to the airship. We're gonna go ahead and learn more about the airship in a little bit. But again, so another same narrative that we've been talking about is Jean's leadership skills. And Jean is now trying to go ahead and guide his soldiers to the airship, but also without casualties. So they're obviously very much aware of the surviving, Marleyan soldiers that are there in the streets, right? Or whatever's left of the streets, but they're still out there. They're not just gonna go ahead and let the scouts just go ahead and go back home, right? Well, maybe some of them like Kozlo. I mean, Kozlo's like, what did he say? He goes, "They're retreating. Does that mean we're safe?"
Finally,
I know.
Finally, they're gone.
But I mean, I know the soldiers are gonna go ahead and try to take out as many of those devils as they can. And there's one in particular that is obviously seeking revenge, and that is Gabi.
Yeah.
Of course she is. Of course she is.
Yeah. And then again, you like you mentioned, Lex, those words that she says was, "You won't escape, Eren Yeager. I'll shoot you down." Another foreshadowing.
She does.
Yeah.
You know what? She kind of does.
Very impactful foreshadowing moment there.
Also, the Asian freak does have his "Hear Me Out." He just texted it to me.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
Which I've been known. His "Hear Me Out" is the girl wolf from Alpha and Omega. You know that animated movie about the wolf that howls thing together? He's always like the girl wolf.
Okay.
And also the Star Wars character that Pretty really likes is General Grievous.
General Grievous?
It is General Grievous.
Yeah.
That is
Is General Grievous a Hear Me Out?
Not for me.
I just meant in general.
Not for me.
Is it a Hear Me Out?
But it probably is. Probably is a Hear Me Out.
Well, he's just like...
I'd be willing to hear. I know.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the voice of General Grievous was just like one of the creative people involved.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't like an actual.
No, I don't think it was an actual voice actor.
They're just like,
I'm pretty sure it was someone on set because they already planned on adding sound effects over it because of the whole not really having a body thing. General Kenobi. They were already gonna like roboticize it.
General Grievous.
He just needed like a bass line, I think. General Kenobi, robot noises.
Yeah, it's
General Grievous is the one with 4 arms, right?
Yeah.
I collect them.
Yeah, he was a sound editor.
Wow.
Yeah.
General Kenobi. He has 4 arms because he likes to collect lightsabers.
Yeah.
And he could also be a pretty good lover with those 4 arms. You know what? I'm in the "Hear Me Out." I'm jumping in. Now that I remembered he has 4 arms.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
My Hear Me Out is Birdo.
Birdo?
What's Birdo from?
Birdo is a trans Yoshi-looking character.
C-3PO.
C-3PO? Yeah.
R2-D2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Wookiees. Yeah, that's
No, not the Wookiees.
Chewbacca.
What are the smaller ones called? Ewoks.
Ewoks.
Yeah. Oh.
The Ewoks.
Ewoks, yeah.
Or those what do they call them?
The guys who do the
Those something raiders.
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you did that noise.
That's what they sound like, bro.
I know.
That is.
Seriously.
I watched Lost Star Wars growing up.
Speaking of, what about Mandalorian?
You mean Pedro Pascal? Yeah,
Anything
Smash.
Pedro Pascal.
That's not hear me out.
That was Smash.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones, hot.
Smash.
Pedro Pascal in that one CSI.
What about Pedro Pascal in Wonder Woman, the second one?
I didn't watch it,
You say Smash?
It's Pedro Pascal.
but it's Pedro Pascal.
It's him.
Pedro
It's
Pascal in
blonde.
that movie with Nicolas Cage.
Pedro Pascal is so girly pop. I love him.
It
I
kind of
mean,
makes
he
you
probably
wonder,
wouldn't
right?
be into me because I'm pretty sure he's gay, but
Well, I was gonna say, isn't it? I say, I guess to that point, I'm like, I was wondering, I'm like, the fact that he's not married and has kids, you know,
It's because he likes men.
I'm pretty sure he's gay. But I don't think he's officially. He's very mysterious about
Is
it.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal gay?
But his
because
sister
if he is, no shame at all, you know, like
His sister's transgender, and he's in fully support.
I just hear like a Australia okay.
I know you have
Okay.
Australian Siri.
Yeah. Aussie.
Aussie.
Yeah, there you go.
Aussie.
Aussie.
Well, he's 49 and he's never been married or even linked romantically to a woman. That's the first thing I read.
Maybe he's just like, dude, I'm just
Has he never had like a well, I guess, kind of documented
like an established
relationship?
relationship.
He's
No,
a
I'm
sub.
pretty sure
He's a
he's-
sub for sure.
Pretty
There's no
sure
one
he's-
knows. There's no. The world may never know.
Honestly, the fact
Not
that there's been
straight.
such a mystery like that, like credit to Pedro.
Makes him hotter.
Because I
Good job
you know
keeping
what,
that
honestly,
shit a secret, bro.
Honestly,
I
I,
know.
think that like that the fact that there is that mystery, you know, like it's one of those things where it creates that kind of illusion and stuff, and it leaves things up to your own kind of interpretation.
It's
you
funny.
know?
He'll like go out to lunches and stuff with like co-stars or other like actresses and stuff, and I'll always see it on the taglines or like the tabloids, whatever, being like Pedro Pascal spotted having lunch with da-da-da. Is this a date? And all the comments are like, oh, come on now. You know they're just
he's
having their
just-
girly pop
It's
tea
not
party.
a. It's not a boy. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's not a date.
And all the comments are like, girl, you know that they're not dating. They're talking about how much they love men.
No.
They're having their little girly play date.
Yeah, I mean, thinking he and Jennifer Aniston were dating for what?
Yeah, him and Jennifer Aniston were hanging out a lot. I genuinely think that was just her
That was just
GBF.
friendship.
You know what's crazy is that I think this popped into my head, but it was like a Zoom thing, and I saw it online. It was him and the actor who she's playing Ellie. What's her name?
Bella Ramsey.
Ramsey. And so, anyways, Zoom call, and then they had like a little interaction. They're joking, and then Pedro kind of does it jokingly and is like, but is that real acting? Or I can't remember exactly what he's saying. And then Bella Ramsey just looks at him and goes, "Girl." Right?
Yeah, girl.
And he just kind of laughs and he's like, "Girl," whatever and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that little bit back and forth. It's kind of like a.
It's kind
I
of
don't
like
know.
a gay best friend kind of thing.
Yeah. You know.
He's like the fun gay uncle. He's a gunkle.
Yeah. But
Uncle Pedro.
you know.
Yeah,
Pedro
he's got
Pascal,
little girly
man.
pop boots. He's wearing like the Protect the Dolls shirt that funds.
His little girly pop boots.
Yeah, he's so girly pop. He's got his little glasses. He's just so great with all women because he just like understands them. He's in touch
Yeah.
with. He's just really in touch with his feminine side, and delicate. And his sister is transgender, male to female, and she's
really?
beautiful. Yeah, he's in full support. He'll like bring her to award shows as like his date.
I've seen that. I didn't know it was full transgender. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fully transgender. Yeah,
Sick.
and he's in total support. He's like, you're going to be on a red carpet with me. Like you should be shown off to the world. He's in full support of the LGBT
What a good
community.
brother.
And you know, I feel like that's such a rarity to be over in like show business like that and Hollywood and to go and have
To be as big as Pedro Pascal,
Yeah.
and be like, I'm aligning myself with.
They probably
These
low-key hate
groups.
him.
Yeah, they
a lot of
probably
the higher ups probably low-key hate him.
Well, you think about his journey. I'm sure like it was a really long journey of just trying to go ahead and make it in the business, and then now that he has, it's like he's just killing it because of how incredible of an actor he is.
He's just such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Even when that Last of Us episode dropped, where if you know, you know, he posted what's the actress's name? The one that's playing Abby from
Oh yeah, it's like
Last Man Standing.
Catherine something or
Can't remember her name.
I forget.
But that same day that episode was posted, he knew that she was going to get a lot of backlash. So at the same time that his Instagram is getting a lot of traction because he's talking about trans rights, he posts a little selfie of him and her like on set together, like just being fun little buds. Because you could tell he posted that because he knew she was going to get backlash. So he's like, look, it's not real. Like, look, we're friends. We're so cool, which I think is like cool that
Don't
he's like,
bully my friend.
yeah, I think it's cool that he's already
Honestly,
being like, look, we're fun.
he is the sweetest dude. Because I remember I did see something too where I think it was leading up to the season 2 release. They were doing some sort of like carpet stuff and all that, and I remember seeing a little clip of him just like seeing the actress, right? Seeing the one who plays Abby, and just giving the biggest smile and stuff like that, and just giving her like this big old like warm hug. Like I just want to know what a Pedro Pascal warm hug feels like.
I know. Pedro Pascal is like the new,
Probably so cute.
is like the modern day Keanu Reeves. I mean, Keanu Reeves is the modern day Keanu Reeves. But he's like the girly pop version of Keanu Reeves. Just everyone loves him, and he's like an angel on earth.
You know who's not girly pop and not an angel on earth, but is another incredible actor. And well, I don't want to say not an angel on earth, but not up to Pedro Pascal level.
Not to that tier.
No, and he's going to be in a movie
Not
with
a
Pedro
sweetheart.
Pascal. It's my guy Joaquin.
Yeah.
Mr. Phoenix.
Yeah, him and
Great actor.
Him and Pedro are going to be. There's a trailer out of.
I get cuteness aggression.
It's an A24 film. Looks like a western. It's going to be where Joaquin, I believe, plays like this like sheriff, but it seems like he goes trending for like the wrong reasons or something like that. I think maybe it's one of those things where he kind of like, I don't know,
a take on like modern society.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, Pedro and Joaquin.
That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's A24.
A24.
Yeah, A24 does some really good.
Their cinematography
It feels like you're
is
watching
on
an
point.
indie, but it's not. It's A24. But A24 films are really good at the way that they present a scene. Like it's almost like I don't want to compare it to Wes Anderson, but I'm comparing it to Wes Anderson, where it has a very stylistic kind of look.
Yeah.
And
Wes Anderson has his own specific style. It's very
Yeah.
kind of like colorful in a lot of different kind of ways and stuff. You know, he has kind of like those shots where it seems like the illusion of like the like
yeah,
closer.
it's called the I forgot what it's called. No, that's the stare. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the something effect.
Yeah, the Wes Anderson effect.
Wes Anderson is actually he's coming out with a new movie soon. But
Is it Star Wars?
no, it's not.
It's like very colorful.
It's like a really it's like a really like
done. Leave it alone.
yeah, it's like a really like tongue in cheek little comedy thing. But yeah, A24 does some really good stuff. They're really good at their psychological thrillers. I really like the whole Maxine series with A24. So
Have you seen Bones and All?
No, I haven't.
That was a really good one.
Okay, it's added to my list.
Joaquin always seems anxious. Yes, I agree. He is a very anxious individual. You see him in interviews and this and that. He looks like he's very kind of just like, you know, a little on edge, a little anxious, a little almost
I was just thinking
borderline
about the
shy,
chewing gum interview.
you know, and stuff. But it's funny because you have in that movie, as I watched the trailer, Joaquin likes to change his appearance a lot. Joaquin
He's a
is
true
like
actor.
he has like
You could tell he truly does it for the art.
He has a goatee and stuff, you know, and all that. You know, those all gray hair and stuff. He looks, you know, much different. And he's Pedro Pascal. He just looks like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal is just always going to look like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he's never gonna age.
I'm gonna meet
like
Oda one
Keanu.
day when I'm famous, but I want to be famous for doing something great, not bad. I just spread positivity, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, he voices my cat.
Yeah, he does. Recently found out that Joaquin Phoenix voiced Kenai from Brother Bear. I did find that out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Fun fact: if Kenai could speak, my cat would sound like Joaquin Phoenix.
He would sound like Joaquin.
There you go.
But like that young Joaquin Phoenix,
Yeah.
you know?
Pre-her.
Coda!
I want to say Jacob keeps spreading that positivity, man. You know, you may not find fame.
You're famous for us, man.
You may not find the fame.
Fame is here.
But if you spread that love and positivity,
Everyone
man,
knows
you'll
Jacob
find
and
something.
Attack the Talk.
You know, you'll find something, and it'll be good. And then once you see it, you'll know, man, that all the love and positivity, it reciprocated, and yeah. 100%, bro. But yeah, I love it, man. You spread that love and positivity here in the podcast. I know we go out there and we like to go and just,
Yeah, you're our celebrity. You're like our mascot, dude.
and just mess around and stuff and all that.
We're gonna dress you up.
Whenever you go and you say things like, you know, Anakin did no wrong or Eren Yeager did no wrong, we really know, bro. We know you're a sweetheart. We know you got that, you know, Pedro Pascal energy.
We know you don't actually support genocide.
But yeah, we know you really got that. Yeah.
It's all good, bro. But yeah, real talk though, yeah, man. Just spread the love and positivity.
Put Jacob in the logo. Yeah, I'll ask Aaron to draw him in.
Yeah. We can go ahead and ask Aaron.
Hey God, can you put Jacob in the logo? Thank you.
Aaron,
Or even if it's just like you know, codes brought to you by Jacob or something, you know, like that'd be cool. No, Aaron made that. Yeah, Aaron did make that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
You never know.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be in the logo. You're like the mascot chatter. Oh, he said that the logo's perfect. You know what? I agree.
He's just Chat Scott.
Agree. You know what's crazy is that when we
Chat Scott.
when we talked about like the logo and we kind of came up with you know, kind of a more or less
the vision
idea, a vision, and we kind of explained that vision over to Aaron, and then when Aaron sent over the logo, I remember thinking, I was like, this is literally perfect. This is kind of exactly what I had in mind.
This is the
like
one.
this came out perfect.
Because obviously you look at, I mean, if you see it, right, you could see boom, and the font is obviously Attack on Titan font.
Yeah.
Right. And then
it's based off of that manga.
Literally, like right here. This is the reference.
The reference font is over from the manga. And I just think it's perfect, 100%. And yeah, we appreciate Aaron so much for
and the sun setting colors too. I mean, you guys know that's like our trademark now is the orange fading into a purple.
Yeah,
that's
you can see it right here over in chat. In the background in chat. It's very warm, and yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
not
perfect.
Jaeger. No,
not Jaeger.
Erin Taylor. Check out her link at the top of our link tree. Donate to her GoFundMe.
Yeah. Tish, like we said, we mentioned about how, you know, kind of like the weird similarities and parallels we have between us, right? Talking about me, Lex, and Zach, and I was kind of like the podcast started with like 3 friends and stuff and all that, and just like with Attack on Titan. And then we kind of mentioned too about how like the logo and everything,
kind of symbolic,
and how we have like our founder who is Aaron, not Eren Yeager, Aaron Taylor. And
we also have crazy. Someone with long black hair, a goth, and a blonde.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's almost like we were just destined to go ahead.
So when you guys make a live AOT and we're not casted, you guys are doing something fucking wrong.
Art really.
They're gonna cast us as just like freaking scouts to get fucking chomped on or something.
I'm cool with that. Make me a Titan.
I want to be a Titan.
Our main cast, starring the #1 Attack on Titan podcast hosts.
Then that'd
They're
be
like
official.
starring AJ, Zach, and Lexi, also featuring Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I'd be like, there's no way.
Pedro Pascal is Kenny.
Let's cast Pedro Pascal right now. Who is Pedro Pascal in a live action?
Kenny the Ripper.
Kenny's a good one. I would like for him to be
I like some of the other Kennys that we talked about. I like casting those. I want to find something different for Pedro, but still very prominent.
Pedro could be. Actually, no.
I'm trying to think of like.
Pedro could be General Magath. Yeah,
but we get Magath in season 4.
Then make him Grisha.
You can make him Z. Nah, make him Grisha.
I feel like Grisha is a good one, but I feel like fuck Jared Leto. Fuck Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Pixis?
Marco. He's
No.
Sawdust?
Oh! What if... Okay, it's only going to be here for season 1, but we know it's going to be sad. But what if we make him Mike?
Oh!
Fuck!
You know what? That's a good casting, though.
What if we make him Mike?
They both got their big schnozzes. That's a good casting, though.
What if we make him
why he can
Mike?
smell well.
Think about that scene. It's going to make us so sad because it's Pedro.
You know what?
It's going to make us hate Zeke.
I think that's a perfect casting, actually, AJ. You might have just done it.
Oh, my God. The way I got so excited, I was like, oh!
I know. I saw that. We got to clip it. Oh, guys!
Pedro Pascal's Mike.
Yeah,
you could literally see the spark for the connection go off through his eyes.
I think that'd be perfect because I'm trying to think of also like You want him to go ahead and be a very powerful, impactful character. And we're talking about a character who's second only to Captain Levi, right? Damn.
Great.
Have Mike go out there and have his presence. He's there over in season 1. You get to say like, oh damn, there's Pedro Pascal. But for anybody that's familiar, does it sound like similar? For anybody that's familiar with the story and how it goes and how it plays, you know what's ultimately gonna happen to Pedro's character.
Why does he always get casted for people who die?
Bro, it's because he's a busy man.
It's because he needs the characters to die because he's got.
Oh my God, I'm the colossal Titan.
He needs to show up.
Pedro's Otowo? No.
No, Pedro's Otowo. He'd also be cheaper on the budget. Cheaper than Jared Leto, that's for sure. The thing is, I felt like Jared Leto, right? I'm not going to get into the cult stuff, but Jared Leto is a very interesting individual, right? I think that he is probably more expensive if you're casting than Pedro Pascal.
Maybe.
Because of liability purposes.
Yeah.
I just feel like Jared thinks of himself like that. Jared has flaw.
I would pay for that.
No, because
there's a lot of fan casts that have for Kenny Ackerman as Keanu.
That'd be
Keanu
cool.
Reeves as Kenny Ackerman, and then obviously Patrick Stewart as Pixis.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got to get Chris Evans as
Erwin.
Erwin, yeah, 100%.
Damn. Yep.
I think that's a great casting. I'm excited to see him in the new Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, me too.
Flame on!
Just love myself.
There's some movies coming out, man. There's some good
Yeah, dude,
movies.
this is our Mike right there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's our
That's
Mike.
Yep.
The thing is, okay,
That's
hold on.
our gay-coded Mike.
Keep that, right? And I'm going to go ahead and find a picture of Mike, and I'm telling you, you're going to see it, and you're going to be like, I see it.
That's my favorite gay-coded Mike right there.
Yeah. Even though Mike is not really that old, but you know they can
movie magic
him up a little.
Damn, I'm telling you.
Is it like super similar?
No, well, I mean,
just give him that blonde bowl cut, and he's good. He's golden.
the thing is, you don't have to even go bowl cut. Just keep the
blonde.
Keep the hair. Just make it, just lighten it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I don't know if you want to put this towards the camera, but that's our Pedro. That's our Pedro right there.
Yep.
100%.
Easy.
We did it.
See, there's some lighter haired Pedro Pascal. Obviously, he's younger.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's totally Pedro Pascal.
Show him that one too. We're convinced. I hate that it's accurate too.
It is.
Like, come on. The thing is though,
see that.
is that he doesn't even have to go ahead and bulk up or anything. He can just get into his Joel form.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
100%.
Just getting dad bod shape.
That's perfect. And then we get the fun scene of whoever's casted as Aaron, where freaking Pedro gets to go get close and,
Yeah.
you know,
Doesn't say any words.
Sniffer.
I know.
You don't really have any lines, Pedro. You got it.
You know what? They don't use his face for the Mandalorian, so
Yeah, that's true.
hey, he's a man of many
Very
talents,
true.
man. I'm just saying. His face alone, let him go out there and act with his face and his presence. You know?
He could totally do that.
But then, once we
very
get that
expressive.
scene, we're going to know how much we love Mike and how much we miss Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We got to find somebody good for Marco.
I know, we do.
We did Andrew Garfield, but he's older. We'd have
Sprouse?
to go in. Cole Sprouse.
No.
I don't know. We're going to be like, let that kid die.
Oh,
I know.
Jacob sent me something, and
Logan Lerman.
I saw it earlier. But Dylan Sprouse and his wife showed up to some event as Pudding and Sanji.
Really?
But Dylan Sprouse didn't want to be Sanji, and he had Doflamingo glasses on.
Oh,
Yeah, here he said it was so cool. He was like, I saw the interview, and he was like, "Yeah, she wanted me to be Sanji, and like I like Sanji, but Doflamingo's just better."
Yeah.
He's rocking the shades and everything.
He is.
She was like, "You should have."
Barbara, you picked the outfit first and you told him, okay, this is what we're going to wear tonight, honey? How did that come about?
Well, I tried to tell him what to do, but he didn't go with it. But
He didn't go with it.
Yeah, so I'm saying we can't cast him over as Marco.
Or did you?
so I'm obviously Pudding from One Piece, and I wanted him to be Sanji. I said to wear the white suit, but then he put on Doflamingo sunglasses.
I just like Doflamingo better.
So
I just like Doflamingo.
We can't cast him. He's gonna do his own shit.
He's a fucking Sprouse brother. Good. Let him do it. He's probably expensive as fuck too.
Yeah.
Oh, people want to cast Jack Quaid as Marco.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, Jack Quaid from
From The Boys.
Yeah.
People want to cast him
Huey?
as Marco. Yeah, Huey.
I feel like he'd make a good Bertold.
He would.
Ooh, that'd be good too.
Just thinking about it, like
Just
I feel
like
like
that soft.
and
Are we doing this?
He does have a kind of more like tender side to him, you know. And so I think that like
Doing this now?
yeah.
I could see it. I could see the Huey in it.
Fuck it. We got Jack Quaid as Bertold, and we got the butcher himself as Ryan. Imagine.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Carl Urban. Way too old.
I know. That's the issue. Is that a lot of these really great actors have just unfortunately aged out.
AI.
Characters.
Yeah. The
Have him
insane.
just stand in and AI fucking.
The budget is insane. All right, y'all. We have a whole other part to go ahead and
I
cover
know
here.
we do. This is why it takes so long. Sorry, y'all.
We get distracted.
Ew. People want to cast Benedict Cumberbatch as Levi.
Ew.
No. What?
Ew.
Cast him as freaking Captain Kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've seen that one
Kitch or
too.
Sawdust.
Alex Ludwig as Rhina. I've seen that one a lot too. Homelander actor as Rhina. Anthony Starr.
No.
Oh hell no.
I feel like Anthony Starr can make a good.
I could see him being Erwin.
I could see him being a good Zeke.
Ooh,
That's good,
yeah,
too.
with long
I feel like
hair.
because
He probably could.
he does have looks where he has the beard and stuff. You know, he's got the hair going. I feel like that would be a good. Yeah, I think that'd be a good Zeke. Grant the Flash.
Grant the Flash, John.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah.
Gustin.
Oh,
Grant Gustin.
some people want Jake Gyllenhaal as Zeke.
I
can see that too.
totally see
I can see that too.
I can say that too. But the thing is, I feel like Jake Gyllenhaal is just he still has.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal. He can do that.
No, he 100% could do
No,
it.
what's
but I want somebody that has a look where when you watch Homelander, all he does is he just has a look where you immediately are like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like I want that in Zeke.
I'm trying to think.
The thing though is, Tish, I think that for any of these younger characters, they're gonna have to go ahead and be casted like young.
Yeah.
Because
and then they're
think
gonna
about
have to
it.
age up with them.
You're casting Alex Ludwig as Rhina, right? Like, think about where we're at in season 4. Granted, they are older, but he's already kind of at that point, right? We need them to go ahead and kind of be younger so that, you know, throughout the filming process, they go ahead and
What about
they get older.
John Krasinski as Zeke.
It's just Jim, bro.
No, yeah.
No, with long hair.
No,
rugged,
that's
with
Jim,
glasses.
bro. You go out there and you see like you can't. I feel like you need a face that you really want to go ahead and punch.
What about him as Grisha then?
No, I don't agree.
He's more of like a Nile Doc to me.
Yeah,
I could see that.
that's good too.
Tish goes Charlie Hunnam as Zeke. I can see that. He's the Sons of Anarchy guy.
A lot of people also want Timothy Chalamet as Timothy Chalamet and Logan Lerman seem to be the top picks for Aaron.
Nah,
No,
too
not
old.
Timothy Chalamet.
Too old.
No, they got to be cast as kids.
Yeah, we got to have some like fresh kid actors.
Yeah.
Time
Fresh.
to get on Disney and start looking at who's popping.
Let Timothy rest.
Timothy doesn't want to rest. Timothy wants to be the greatest there ever was.
Tish, I want to punch Charlie with my own face. Yeah. I just feel like if you're going to go ahead and bring in like an antagonist, like Anthony Starr's proven to go ahead and be a good villain,
Yeah.
you know? And I don't know. I
We
feel like he'd be
already
down
hate
for
him.
it. I feel like he'd be down for it. You know? I feel like he'd be down for it for sure.
Yeah,
wear
some
that
of
shit
these
like a
fan
badge of
casts
honor being
are
a
too
villain.
old to be.
Yeah, we can't go ahead and be casting like, you know, anytime we go ahead and we do this and we talk about fan casts and we're talking about like the main crew, the ones that go through, you know, cadet training, the
Yeah.
ones that actually grow before our eyes, we can't go ahead and cast them because they're going to need to be children.
They are. Yeah,
You
we
know?
can't just like pick them off of a fan cast because we're gonna have. Yeah, guys, when we do it, we're gonna have to, like we're talking about it.
When Eddie eventually directs it for us. Like
hey, you know what? Jacob was talking about, spreading love, positivity, and talking about being famous. Why can't we go ahead and manifest that too?
We're gonna make it.
Gideon.
Right.
Put a word out,
I know,
bro.
right? You know what's crazy too is I talk about fan casting with Anthony Starr. I'm talking about Banshee and talking about Homelander. I fan casted him before, not in AOT, but remember I told you I was like, I could totally see him as Bigby Wolf.
Yeah.
You know, from Wolf Among Us, right? Yeah, The Wolf Among Us. I was like,
there was supposed to be a sequel, but unfortunately,
I hate when they do that, man.
Telltale Games had to sell all of their assets to Skybound Entertainment.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's just up in the air.
That's crazy.
Which sucks.
And even if we do get it, it's not going to have that same Telltale feeling to it.
Yeah. Which sucks because the first season literally ended on a cliffhanger.
I know.
Jeremy Slate is Hanji. I can see it. We can go ahead and bring her in for a couple different auditions.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll send a call out. If I don't get cast as Hanji or Ymir, we might have to.
I feel like you're making a good Ymir.
I'd have to actually not smile.
I'd be Niccolo.
I can see you as Niccolo for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn how to cook. I'm just gonna be AOT Sanji.
Yeah, essentially.
All right, so we got Ymir, we got Niccolo. Trying to think of who.
Grisha.
No. I feel like I would love to be Grisha, but I feel like Grisha is such an important character, and I feel like Grisha should go ahead and be like a name.
Nicolas Cage.
No.
I gotta think because I do want to say Bertold for you, but you're.
No.
No offense, you're too old to play Bertold.
No, 100%. Yeah, that's the same thing I was talking about with casting those kids, right?
Yeah, it's hard to cast that main group.
Like for me,
how would you feel if you went in for an audition? They were like, "Hey, you did a great job. We'll reach out to you eventually." You finally get an answer, and they're like, "We want to give you the role of Oduo."
No, I was thinking Oduo. I'm like, honestly, if I'm able to go ahead and go in, do my thing, kill, and then be gone, like awesome. I'm even thinking too of like. It'd be cool to go ahead and even play a character that's not as known, but it has like a little bit of impact. Like, let's say I'm, like Captain what's the name? Not Captain. Ian from season 1.
Oh yes. Yes.
Like something like that,
He's
right?
Great too. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I'm trying to think of like a character that, like, for me, I would love to be Moblet. Love to be Moblet.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Like I would
give you that Moblet hair.
I think that if I'm going in for a role, I want to be Moblet. I'm going into audition as Moblet. Moblet has just incredible qualities and loyalty,
and it'd be someone that you'd be really good at acting as because you can empathize a lot with his qualities and his loyalty and stuff.
And I love the story and how it plays out for Moblet's character, and I love that embrace in the end. Where it's just like helping up his partner.
Yeah, because then when you're dead, you're not done. You still have that scene to film, dude.
Yeah. Hey, dude, you're Aiden? I thought you were Anthony. I'm AJ, bro.
No, he's not Aiden. He is Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, he's AJ.
I'm AJ, bro.
Dodge.
Yeah. Yeah, Moblet would be my guy. But if I could go in and be like Oduo, like, hell yeah, I'll have fun with that.
Can you imagine? They're like, you're going to be Keith Sadas.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to do
You're going to be...
Cisco, Onya Capone. That's a Black King right there. Yep.
Yeah, Onya Capone. I would like to get...
Who's the guy that plays Finn?
I want to say John Boyega, but I feel like Onya Capone...
Who's the guy that plays Finn in Star Wars? Last trilogy.
I just said his name.
For Onya Capone, I would really like for it to be what's his name? Lakeith.
Oh, Steinfeld?
Yeah, Lakeith Steinfeld. I think he's a great actor.
He is a great.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan and Onya Capone are like two different people.
I know.
Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan has too much aura.
John Boyega. I can see John Boyega.
I can see it too.
He's already a pilot.
That's pretty good.
I mean, he's a space pilot, but
yeah. Okay, hold on. Another character that I absolutely love. Yeah, she goes, Lakeith is too skinny. MVJ is too hot.
Yeah, MVJ is too hot.
Damn, I think you're good.
No,
I think you're
Lakeith
good with the John Boyega.
Boyega,
Yeah.
I think we got to go ahead and find an actor for my guy Hannes. I don't want to go ahead and do this fan cast talk without Hannes, man.
Yeah. Let's see
Hannes-
what the internet has done.
When I think cinema father, and I think he could get into like decent shape. I forget his name. He's in Thunderbolts, and he plays Jim Hopper.
Oh yeah, David Harbour.
Yeah,
David Harbour.
That'd be a good one.
I could see him like getting into like decent shape, kind of like slimming up a little bit and doing it.
I do know he said he's not gonna slim down like he did for that Stranger Things episode.
Oh yeah, fuck no, he doesn't have to do that. I think I could see Hannes. Well, he's a garrison soldier. It would fit for him to have a little bit more weight put on him.
I think that would be a very wholesome one because that's another one that would be really, really hard to go ahead and deal with once that scene happens. And to see that be like Dave Harbour would be really cool.
I don't agree with this, but people want Hugh Jackman.
No, that's too much money.
He's too burly.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
Too much money.
He's too burly man for Hannes.
We want somebody who's going to go ahead and be a part of it, right? For like a solid 2 seasons, right? 3 seasons. And somebody that can go ahead and show up whenever their schedule permits. Film a little bit.
Who's the guy that plays Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad? When he gets a little older, let him get a little hair growing out. A little
Kevin James? No.
Kevin James, no.
Kevin McKidd. Who's that?
You're talking about, what the fuck's his name? I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
But I don't know.
I could see it. No, I could see it.
Oh,
if he's
Kevin
like
McKidd might be good.
Older. He's got some hair grown.
Oh, yeah, that does.
If he knows how to act, then yeah, Kevin McKidd. Okay,
I
Tish.
could totally see that. Or the guy from How I Met Your Mother.
Are you saying Owen, like Owen Wilson, Tish? Have Owen Wilson be honest.
Wow, your mom died. Wow. I'm so sorry.
You sound like Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh my god. That just reminded me of White Lotus.
Neil Patrick Harris, is that his name?
Neil Patrick Harris.
You know that I feel like Hannes would be another perfect, like, as far as what, like, executing the character, that'd be another perfect Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would.
But I like Pedro as Mike.
That's better.
Oh, what's his face? What's his name?
Oh, Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Oh my god.
People want Woody Harrelson as Hannes too.
That'd be fun.
I think, yeah, that'd be fun.
Where would Matt McConaughey fit into our AOT world?
I don't know if he does, man. I don't want to.
He's a Titan that gets killed.
I don't want him to be. A lot of people are going to say. A lot of people are going to say like, "Oh, he's Kenny."
No,
but I don't want him to be Kenny.
Kenny's going to be Keanu.
Okay, but I could totally see Matt McConaughey as Kenny.
I can too.
Like, that's
but
right up his alley.
At the same time, I feel like.
All right.
Woody Harrelson.
I feel like it's too. I feel like.
It fits the shoe too well.
I don't want to say gimmicky, but like, I feel like.
Yeah.
I could see Kenny being played by the gentleman who plays Rick in The Walking Dead.
Oh,
Andrew Lincoln?
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
I could see that being like a killer Kenny right there.
Just make it Negan.
Danny would be an abnormal. Well, that's the thing too. We talked about Negan for sure, yeah.
Because it's
most of the Walking Dead series of lines with Kenny Ackerman.
Yeah,
so.
Literally.
Woody as Pixis.
But I would like to see Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Alrighty. That was fun, guys. So let's go ahead and we're gonna jump into the episode.
You got a spiraling. You caught me monologuing.
I'm sure we'll go ahead and we'll come up with some more.
You sly dog.
We'll come up with more as we get to a close.
Reference.
Reference.
Syndrome was another hear me out for.
Syndrome is a hear me out. Yeah.
For some people, I saw
the big black ball.
Buddy. The big black.
Frozone.
Ooh, Frozone's a good one too.
Honey, where is my super suit?
There you go.
I put it away. That's not suspicious at all.
Not suspicious at all.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Okay, next part. I'm gonna do a little more.
Are you gonna be ready, Lex?
I
know you. Oh wait, hold on. I think that you.
I don't think I have. Yeah, I already did my L.
Yeah, you're chilling. You're over towards.
I only have like 2 lines this time.
Oh yeah, you're chilling.
Yeah, you start off next episode.
Are you ready?
With a bunch of yapology.
Yeah, I start the next one off though. The next one.
Oh, I almost forgot this. How we were talking about earlier. She has a lot of parallels to Aaron. Beginning of next episode is like the parallel scene.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Cool. So keep that in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let's do this, guys. We're gonna continue on with the story. We continue the episode as scouts protect the airship of any hostiles nearby. We get a closer look at how the scouts are getting onto the ship. We see Mikasa connect an ODM wire to the ship, propelling her and Eren to the ship entrance. Eren and Mikasa climb the net ladder to the door as the door opens. Waiting on the other side of the door is Armin. As both Armin and Eren lock eyes for the first time in who knows how long. Armin then extends his hand to help Eren into the ship. There's a brief pause as Eren just stares at Armin. Armin continues to stare with his hand outstretched. Mikasa senses the tension. But Eren ultimately grabs hold of Armin's hand and enters safely into the airship. Captain Levi, noticing Eren's arrival, tells him, "Well, aren't you a filthy sight?" Eren looks up to lock eyes with the captain. "It's like you fell in a pile of shit, Eren." Eren acknowledges. "Captain Levi." Captain Levi then kicks Eren, causing Eren to stumble backwards. Mikasa begins to head for Captain Levi until Armin intervenes and holds her back. Mikasa just looks at Armin, aware that she needs to back down. Two scouts join Captain Levi as they both have their guns drawn on Eren. Captain Levi continues as he slowly approaches closer. "This takes me back, Eren. You have a real kickable face, you know that? Once you're tied up, I'd like to have a longer chat." Eren responds, "That's alright by me. But I explained everything in the letters I wrote. Did you not understand them?" Eren then gives Captain Levi a look of rebellion. Levi looks at Eren's face. "I know that face. I used to see it on the rotten shits I met in the underground. Never thought I'd see it on you. Hey, cheer up. Everything went just like you wanted." Eren then looks to his right to notice something. Someone surrounded by steam. But back on the ground, Marleyan soldiers are unable to land gunfire on the scouts surrounding the airship.
Stop them! Kill every last devil you can!
The gunfire from the Marleyan soldiers continue as Jean orders.
"Everyone get inside! If they had guns, they could take down an airship." Whoa, I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah, go ahead.
"Everyone get inside! If they had guns that could take down an airship, they'd have brought them down by now."
A comrade of Jean's, another scout in some sort of leadership role, tells him, "Jean, you go in." Jean, you go in too. I'll keep an eye on things. We're doing such a great job.
We are.
Jean.
I'm here. Hello.
Jean acknowledges as he takes off inside.
"Understood, Commander Lobov. We're counting on you, sir."
Commander Lobov responds, "I already told you. I'm just a recruit now. Our people don't need the garrison anymore. And that goes double for the overpaid geezers in charge of it." As Jean makes his way to the airship, Jean sees both Connie and Sasha holding the door for him. They both help Jean into the airship as Jean asks,
"Who's left?"
Connie responds,
"We're still waiting on Lima Squad."
Sasha, she adds,
But assuming that all of them make it back, we've lost 6 soldiers.
Jean reacts to the number of soldiers lost.
Right. Shit.
But Flock chimes into the conversation with views of his own. "That's nothing compared to the damage we did to the enemy." Jean's not sure if Flock is being sympathetic until... "Good work, soldiers! We just fought the New Eldian Empire's first battle, and it ended in victory!" The scouts erupt in cheers, lifting their fists up in the air. Flock tells them, "That's right! Celebrate! That's how we'll pay tribute to our...
Yeah?
That's right, celebrate! That's how we'll pay tribute to our fallen 6 heroes!" Connie walks away from Flock's celebration, and Sasha, she decides to take watch, looking outside of the entrance door. Jean, however, appears to be reflecting.
"Our first battle. I wonder how many more we'll have to fight. How many more will have to die."
Connie and Sasha both overhear Jean as Sasha, she continues to keep watch. But Connie, he places his arms around both Sasha and Jean, and Connie says with relief,
"Honestly, I'm just glad that we made it. I know this isn't fair to the others, But you guys will always be special to me.
Sasha places her hand on Connie's hand. But Jean, having Connie's arm around his neck, tells him as he pushes Connie's arm away.
That hurts, dumbass. Don't hug us while you've got all that metal on.
Connie's response is this.
What did you call me? You're the only dumbass I see here. Always playing with that sorry excuse for a beard.
Even Sasha, she appears to agree.
Yeah, Connie's right. Even if you could grow a real beard, it's not like you could eat it. Speaking of, are we eating soon?
Sean answers with some slight confusion towards Sasha's analogy.
Huh? No, not till we reach the island.
Sasha responds.
Seriously? Some leader you are.
As Jean, Connie, and Sasha have their conversation in the airship, someone on the ground is trying desperately to find a way onto that ship. To be continued. Damn. Hold on.
Last happy moment.
Can I please get an applause for Zach? Holy shit, bro. You almost damn near brought me to tears, bro, when you said that Connie line. Oh my God. That was so good. The way you went ahead and even paused and said, to me, it was like, oh, man.
On your heartstrings, because I also heard.
That was me.
Damn, honestly, bro. Great job, and yeah, this is sad. You know, even Tish says, "I know it's coming. I don't like it." Yeah,
I
know.
Fuck this shit. Fuck the setup and the foreshadowing.
I don't know, Jacob, because AJ, you're not depressed. You know, if it says dub flock for real. Yeah, I don't know if the depressed came from Aaron or if it's a flock reference, or I don't know. I lost the reference, but definitely not depressed enough, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flock's not depressed at all. As a matter of fact, Flock, I mean, he kind of starts off by like literally, let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off, and we'll get over it with the whole Flock talk. But yeah, Flock was out there, and he essentially overhears the conversation being had right between, you know, Sasha, Connie, and Jean, and
about casualties, by the way.
Exactly, right? They're talking about they've lost 6 comrades. And thinking about it, right, we're taking a step back and we're actually kind of thinking about what the battle, what it all kind of
resulted in.
What the battle brought to the scouts who were infiltrating a foreign land, right? And how many of them were there. To lose 6, to their knowledge at the time, to lose 6, it's
the potential for, like, let's just say 12.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like they showed up, they were prepared, and they kicked ass 100%.
Yeah.
Right? But then the way Flock kind of starts this, you know, sentiment as he essentially not interrupts, but he decides to chime in as we described here. He's like, that's nothing compared to the damage we did to the enemy. And we're thinking, is he going to be sympathetic towards them?
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is kind of weird, and especially knowing what we know of Flock.
Coming from him, yeah.
Right on cue, Flock decides to go ahead and just celebrate.
Yeah.
You know? And
we took on New Eldia.
He does have a right to go ahead and celebrate, right? I guess.
I mean, in terms of war,
I would
it's
at least
good for
wait
morale.
until we left the territory.
I would wait until all of our squads have been.
But I do want.
You're still waiting on Lima Squad.
You know what I want to go ahead and mention, and listen carefully, Jacob. If Flock did not get the rest of the soldiers all ready to celebrate, maybe our focus and our attention would have been on the fucking door.
Yeah. Maybe Sasha would still be alive if
maybe she'd still be alive.
AJ's not going to be as nice to you, or AJ's going to be not as blunt with you about this. It is your fault.
It is your fault.
It's your fucking fault, you Flock stan. You're the reason you got his ego big.
Tish said it should have been Flock.
It should have been Flock.
And then we get the cutest moment of them all cuddling together.
Yeah.
And live and like
trap.
Banter.
It's a fucking trap. It's a fucking lie.
Just funsies, how they haven't changed all that much. We get to see
No F Levi.
No F Levi. Oh yeah, also we get Levi immediately kicking.
Well, you got to think about it, right?
Aaron
like Levi is not a happy camper, right?
Yeah.
He's not a happy camper. I want to go ahead and say this very quickly about Levi, and we can get back over to our Taekwondo trio. But damn it, like Levi followed through with this plan, but you know damn well that he was not happy to go ahead and do it.
No, he wasn't.
He's like, oh my God, this kid decided to go ahead and run off on his own again. You know, and now this time it's not just again, it's the fact that the importance of him, right? The fact that he decided to go ahead and travel over to this foreign land of Marley, right? Where he, decided to go full method, like we talked about before in past episodes, right? Where he's essentially becoming this, Marleyan soldier who is, kind of a handicapped through war, and all that. And, at the end of the day, like, he's putting himself at risk. Yeah, we talked about how Eren knows how the plan is going to play out, right? It's been foretold already. But Levi doesn't fucking know that. Levi's thinking to myself, like, oh my God, once I see this guy, I'm going to fucking kick his ass and stuff,
All Levi's thinking is, I can't believe our last fucking hope for humanity forced our hand to drop a nuke in enemy territory.
Yeah.
With little to no preparation.
The resources that they used and stuff, like, it's one of those things where, like, they can't just go ahead and go back to their homeland and not have to go ahead and go through some sort of period where they need to regroup, they need to replenish, they need to go ahead and prepare for what ultimately is going to be the Marley counterattack, right?
Yeah.
Tish says also, if I had to suck up my plan to avenge my leader and you want to wander off, I'd be mad too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. 100%.
And then Jacob goes, Levi was distracting Eren.
Insult to injury for Levi too is like.
Yeah. Oh, Eddie's got out of class. Hey, what's up, Eddie?
Oh, hi, Eddie.
What's up, brother?
Hey, bro, we need to talk about.
We're just reviewing.
Outs, bro.
We're just reviewing the last section. Of
we're talking about. We just started our episode breakdown discussion here. We're talking about just kind of like not
we're
like,
talking about
I don't want to fucking like reunions or whatever, but like hey, we're getting some more intimate reunions here because we're actually able to go ahead and have interactions and conversations instead of just like having a reunion out over on the battlefield. You can't go ahead and stop and talk. We can
actually have dialogue.
Yeah.
Falco from Star Fox, right? Right. It is Falco from Star Fox,
just say
right?
yes.
Oh well, we know who the man covered in smoke is.
No, yeah, 100%. That's what
That's a fun
That's also going off of what Tish said. Like he had to suck up his direct order from his superior.
Yeah.
To go along with your stupid little fucking plan.
Yeah, and we know that Levi's pissed off with having to go and work with that person.
Yeah, with Man of Smoke.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I mean, Levi just can't wait to go ahead and
smoke or steam. Steam.
Oh, it's steam, 100%. But
steam.
Yeah. So that's hearing the words here when Levi goes out there and says like everything went just like you wanted, right? Mm-hmm. And then that's the moment where Eren kind of like, he notices and stuff. Again, just another indication that the plan is going accordingly, right? Eren at this point, again, he's gonna get everything that he wants, essentially, right? But yeah, Levi, the fact that he wants it, like the fact that he shows up, right? He of course gives his freaking little, roast one-liner, right? Talk about takes me back. Or what does he say first? He goes, "Aren't you a filthy sight?"
It looks like he fell on a pile of
shit.
Like, yeah.
More poop jokes.
Yeah. And then he goes out there, he talks about after kicking Eren, he goes, "Takes me back. You have a real kickable face." It's funny, we were just talking about like fan casting somebody for Zeke that has a punchable face.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to cast somebody for Eren who has a kickable face.
Has a kickable face.
100%. Timothy Chalamet.
We gotta decide that when the kids come in to
I know.
That's
great. Okay, can
You're
we
a great actor.
Kids?
You're doing a great job. You're exactly what we're looking for, except you're just not punchable enough.
Yeah.
You gotta. Your look is not smug enough. You look too sweet.
Another thing too, the note here is that with Levi thinks he's obviously still in control here when he talks about tying up Eren and then having to continue the conversation, right? It's like, bro, Eren's not getting tied. That's not happening, bro.
No.
It's like we talked about last week's episode that we covered. Everything from that point on has changed. The landscape has changed. The power dynamic has shifted, and what these characters knew has now been essentially hit with the reset. Like they think that they have allegiances towards maybe a certain character or a certain group. It's like, all right, I don't know. You think that everybody's kind of united in it, just like even with the other commander who used to be a commander of the garrison soldiers. We find out even he's like, well, the garrison soldiers aren't anymore, so now we're all kind of one military branch.
Yeah,
but are they? You know, it's like everything that they know, they think they know, they don't know.
I think that's kind of cool though, because it kind of shows that it's like Historia's back there doing a little bit of difference in the government. You know, it's not as corrupt, and there's no need for the, what do you say, the garrison regiment? There's no need for it anymore.
They probably don't even have a military police either. It's probably just one.
Yeah, it's probably just one big, which
the Allied Parity Forces or whatever.
an adjustment to any government change is going to be rough. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. That's why the dude's like, stop calling me commander.
You left me out, Jacob. I feel left out. I got FOMO.
For real though, AJ
For real though, AJ Lex, AJ, thank you for doing these every week. It's something to always look forward to. Yeah,
I said AJ twice.
Yeah, you said AJ twice. He specifically said AJ, Lex, and AJ. Thank you for doing these.
I hope.
Oh man,
he said Zach too. Haha.
Bro, it's like the talent show all over again, bro.
I know.
It's like talent show all over again. You got the raffle winners, and it's just like, okay, this person won. This person won. It's all from our group. And next thing you know, Zach's waiting. And just
the theme of this week, left out.
Yeah, The Last of Us. The theme for this week,
is, man.
The Last of Zach.
Joel.
No, we'll talk to Jacob. Trust me, man. We look forward to this too. You know, that's why we go ahead and when we have like a shift, we have a shift over in plans and stuff like that. We you know, try to find a day that works for us to go ahead and do. That's why last week we streamed on Wednesday, and this week we're here on a Tuesday. You know, so next week we'll probably get back to our usual you know, schedule.
I know you guys are gonna have to wait 8 or 9 whole days. Yeah. Oh no.
Exactly. But we appreciate the love and support as always. But yeah, and just why you always want to tie someone up? Yeah, exactly.
Kinky.
Now the kinky one is Premier Zachary. Now that's
100%.
That's some like
shit.
dark web stuff right there, and he doesn't even have the web, so he's just like
made it.
Oh, that shit.
He really just discovered it. How did you discover that?
Mind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the tension is crazy. You understand, Eddie? I can't help but think about like these characters are seeing Eren again for I can't remember exactly how long, but Eren's been over in Marley for a while, you know, and again the fact that these characters all they can do is go ahead and trust, right? Just trust that Eren's plan is gonna work. There's nothing we can do about it now, and if we go over there and cause a little ruckus, it's just going to make things worse over in Marley, right? So the only thing they can do is just go along with Eren's plan. But the moment they see Eren, we can see that there is some tension. Like, as Mikasa and Eren make their way over to the airship door and Armin's there, and Armin, you know, opens the door, and all Armin does is just has that look that he gives Eren, almost like a look of like, you really made me do that. You really made me blow up that harbor. And then still, though, Armin being Armin, right? Understanding that maybe it's just what they had to do. Again, the mission, the goal was achieved. Right?
Yeah.
6 casualties, yeah, but it could have been way worse.
That's true.
Honestly,
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, hey, only 6.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right. Most of it was from
than Erwin's track record.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And most of it was probably just from the, you know, the gunfire from the Cart-Titan machine.
The Cart-Titan, yeah. Exactly. And
probably see all 6 in the show.
I know. We probably can count them and watch them.
But yeah, I mean, so still, Armin decides to go ahead and help out, you know, his friend. But again, the look that Eren gives him is kind of like a look of just like,
this is only the beginning, buddy.
I can't help but think it's like, you know what? You're just another pawn in my chessboard.
Yeah, seriously.
You know? It's not like, you know, the Armin, my
You're
friend.
my favorite chess piece.
You know? It's literally like, you know, just
You're my favorite chess
He's
piece.
just another person that's in the story that, you know, he's gonna ultimately go ahead and use to get what he wants, right? And God damn, I don't know. I just like I have, you know, Armin's my guy. So the fact that Armin still decides to go and do that, but the way that you see Armin in this episode, right? As we go ahead and kind of zoom in over at Armin looking, you can see like the marks kind of fading into his skin, like almost like he's healing.
You can tell that he was still freshly out of that.
Yeah, he hasn't been out of his Titan phase for too long.
He's still healing, right? They're not as prominent, but they're still there, and it's still like he has a look of just like he's still grieving.
Yeah.
You know?
He's still taking in all the damage he did.
Yeah. And then while Eren still has that kind of like that look,
glazed over.
That that glazed look of just like, you know, he's
acceptance.
Yeah, it's a strange look. And then speaking of looks, it's like even when Levi goes on to see Aaron's face, right? Aaron also decides to go ahead and kind of, you know, jab over at Levi a little bit when he kind of mentions about like, well, I explained everything in those letters. Did you not understand?
Are you fucking illiterate?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where
it's funny to be like, you can't still talk down to me. I wrote everything down, bro. I'm not explaining it.
Is Levi illiterate?
Yeah. Oh, is he illiterate?
No, because he reads.
He learns from Erwin, right?
He can read he can read letters from Erwin, and he can read like his wanted poster and stuff.
Yeah.
He can read.
Which Jacob asked
comprehension
your brothers,
I guess.
You see the parallels I sent you between Lord Fandomion?
Yes, I did see that.
Badass at the same time.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen Vinland, have you? There's a lot of parallel, like the scene with Aaron on the
Jacob's
beach.
really on it.
Yeah, there's a scene with Aaron on the beach. There's a lot of parallels with Thorfinn on the beach. Aaron being like, the scene where Aaron's like
pointing, our
enemies are across the sea or whatever, and then Thorfinn's pretty much just like standing at the beach, like I have no enemies. So it's just like the little parallels.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them. Very different messages, but
Tish says using that sweet man as a weapon of destruction. Yeah,
literally.
Exactly.
Dandelion bomb.
Or army.
So going back to Aaron's face, Levi, he says, "I know that face." He says, "I used to see it on the rotten shits I met in the underground." We saw the underground.
Yeah, we did.
We got a closer look in those OVAs. Yeah, we know that's not a place you go and you want to be.
There's
and
a lot of rotten
I can't
shit
help
down
but think
there.
about our reaction. Even Zebra Cakes was there. Like the one episode Zebra Cakes joined us. If you want to go ahead and see Zebra Cakes. Sorry, baby, putting you on a spot here. But if you want to go ahead and see Zebra Cakes and the one appearance that she had in the podcast, go over back to our playlist over on YouTube, go to the OVAs and go to find the OVA where we talk about the episode where we focus over on Levi's story and his two friends and how that story ends.
Yeah, that's actually horrible.
All of our jaws dropped.
Yep.
And the thing is, though, we saw it getting ready to play out, right? We saw the moment happening. We literally were like, no.
Yeah, we're like, there's no way they're surviving. They're friends with Levi.
Just get out of here, baby.
I love that. And that one.
There's a fuck ton of songs.
Have you ever looked back? Ever?
That fit AOT. It's a pretty good soundtrack if you guys haven't listened to it. It's the story of Odysseus. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fucking killer soundtrack.
Yeah, R.I.P. Isabel. For real.
That one, it was just so
was hard.
staggering. And it's one of those things where I was like,
this is when Levi wasn't numb yet.
I was happy that none of us had watched the OVAs and we did it live together to go ahead and experience that moment together. You know, like it was cool. But again, a very just heart-wrenching episode. But again, my point being is that the underground is not a place where you want to live. It's not a place where you want to grow up, right?
No, hell no.
And
it's the slums.
And Captain Levi, he grew up in the underground for the most part, right? It wasn't until later on,
he was born and raised there until
when he essentially was kind of like recruited to go ahead and be a scout. But so Levi's seen a lot of smug assholes, a lot of shitty individuals, and the fact that Levi is saying that your face, Aaron, reminds me of those people. Like that's already stating what is going to be the obvious going forward, right? So with that being said, Levi continues and he goes, never thought I'd see that look on you. And again, the character that we once knew in Aaron is not this Aaron in season 4.
No,
we talked about it plenty of times. Now let's talk about again the reunions we talked about with Aaron and Mikasa reuniting with Armin and stuff, and what I mean by reuniting I obviously mean Aaron reuniting with both of them. We get that moment, right? We talked about how tense that moment was, but then we also talked about, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about the reunion that was John as he goes out there and heads over to the airship.
It's greeted
by Connie and Sasha.
It's fucked up. They gave it to us just because they knew what was coming.
Yeah. I mean,
mad. It's so wholesome and sweet.
It's a moment where as we reflect and we know how it's going to play out, these are kind of like beautiful moments. And as we we go ahead and we see these again. We talk about them again. We watch these moments again. We cherish them even more. You know, and they hurt more. They do 100%.
Yeah.
Right. As we watch this for the first time, we don't know that this is going to be the last kind of like, you know, interaction that they have together.
I know. We watched that, and then quite literally within the next 20 minutes, our hearts were broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So sad.
as we go ahead and
From a brat too, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Brat that we all hate.
Yeah. And the fact that, you know, Flock decides to cause a great distraction over on the ship.
It's all Jacob's fault.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I want to go ahead and talk about, again, these 3 characters, because these are 3 characters, again, that we've seen kind of grow together over in season 1. You know, Jean was a very insufferable character who was very kind of entitled. And, you know, thought that he knew exactly how things were going to play out, knew what he wanted to do. And well,
Aaron threw a wrench in his plans.
Jean learns a lot about himself, right? Jean has grown to become this character, this leader. This song is so fitting for us talking about this. But Connie's another character too, where Connie, you know, grew up over in this town of Ragaco, where, you know, he has his family, and he also aspires to go ahead and do these things for his family. And, you know, he goes on to join the cadets, where he feels like he is going to be this, you know, strong, you know, fast and you know, very
reliable.
Reliable, and just an overall, you know, good scout. And
but he's tiny.
Yeah.
He's small. But I do want to say, though, is that as his character develops, and as he also grows and learns and experiences pain, he ultimately, in a lot of ways, does become that. He does become strong. He does become fast. He does become reliable. You know, he does become a very, very strong scout.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he helps take down the freaking rumbling.
Yeah. And you know, and then we have Sasha. And you know, Sasha is a character where we've seen, as we're introduced, a character like, are we supposed to take this character serious? Is this going to be kind of like the comedic relief? But then we go on, we see the story of Sasha.
So much more.
We see that she essentially was born and grew in the forest and learned to hunt, and, you know, become so,
Had
you know,
killer instincts, literally.
Yeah, 100%. Like, to see how her character and how her role in that group, right? A master marksman, right? Where we've seen those moments where, you know, the one that comes to my mind, when they're infiltrating, you know, those the ones who are trying to go ahead and take Historia and Aaron.
Yes.
Right. And then all of a sudden they try to go after, you know, I think it was like a gun or something like that. But then, you know, I'm sorry, Sasha goes out there and shoots the gun.
Yeah.
Right. And then they look up, and just perched over in the barn, they just see Sasha there.
Yeah.
Ready. Right.
I think she gets, what does she get, their foot or something? Or she gets like the sleeve of their pant or something like that. And they look up at her and she's like, the next one will be in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, Sasha's somewhat tomboyish.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, she, you know, she has guy friends, and she's, I mean, you can't be very girly pop and demure if you're going to be a soldier, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, even before that, she's farm girl.
Yeah, she's always been in, you know, she's been down in the muck.
If a girl can shoot a boar between the eyes with a rifle, she is a tomboy.
What is Jacob was asking about an Instagram group, and then Eddie goes, I started watching some of the OVAs, and actually watching those about the cadets, really good for the character growth. Yeah, that's one thing we learned too, is that it's cool to go ahead and regardless of if they were canon or not, and we got to a point where we found out that they're not necessarily canon, but they do, some of them do tie into the story, so it's ultimately up to your own
so it's
discretion,
really up to
right?
yourself.
And so I think that what we did was at the end of them, we would go ahead and say like, all right, do we want this to be canon or not canon? Right? The ones, some of them are obvious they're not canon, right? Like the one we watched where all of a sudden it was like that weird kind of, you know, whole dynamic, the food one. But there was some where it was kind of borderline of like, do we want it to be canon? And like, you know, for the most part,
we can decide.
We wanted them to be canon, you know, because like Eddie's point, they were really cool character developments to go ahead and see, you know? But that's cool that you're checking out the OVAs.
Yeah.
Good content.
Because it does give you more context on, you know, background info that we didn't really get in
especially with like Levi.
in the anime.
Like Annie too.
Yeah. The Annie episode was interesting too, right? But so with Sasha, Sasha, she has grown to become a very reliable, a very strong and fierce and formidable, scout. And so that's why what ultimately is going to happen hurts, right? If you're thinking about these three characters, and you can say whatever you want about Jean, but let's say, for any of these three, they have this embrace, and you go out there and you say, we lost Connie. We lost Sasha.
Yeah.
We lost Jean.
All three of them hurt.
All three of them leave a very substantial void. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say that the Sasha one doesn't hurt, compared to the other ones, or that Sasha's hurts the most, but only because we don't know. Like, if we did lose Connie or we did lose Jean, I'm sure that we would have also been hurting kind of the same.
Yeah.
No,
it's different when it's the girl.
I think that, it's like, it's different.
It's like big sis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different, right? And, but in terms of like the void that's left, like, again, they all bring so much to the group.
100%.
Yeah. What's gonna ultimately happen? Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to
all
cover
cry together about it.
We'll go ahead and when we cover it, it's gonna be a moment where I want us to feel it all together. I want us to go ahead and talk it through together, and I want us to kind of revisit those emotions, because it's nice when we have like a powerful show, anime, movie, whatever it is, that causes us to feel things. And I think that's the beauty of that. We talk about how we feel certain things about these characters, right? Like, even just thinking about like Flock, if we feel like certain way about him, it's just because it's beautiful writing. And we want to go ahead and hate this character. Same thing with Gabi. It's beautiful writing where
that perspective.
we want to go ahead and hate this character. And there's certain characters that do, kind of, resonate or like that character and stuff. Obviously Jacob, has a fandom for Flock and stuff. But the point being is that when we go ahead and we cover, Sasha's moment, I want us to really embrace, just really embrace the moment. I want us to really feel it, together.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man.
And because
it is gonna hurt, man.
I think it's important to the story. And one thing we go ahead and we emphasize again, like I emphasize, is that when we talk about these episodes and we break them down and we do the voices, like, I want us to really feel those moments and to resonate with those powerful and impactful moments. And so, I just really I want us to go ahead and try to do that together. But you want us to cry? That's what, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying I don't want to be the only one crying.
We feed off your tears.
Because I've been known to go ahead and kind of get emotional over moments like this, like whenever we talked about characters, like I remember even with Bertolt, with Hannes, especially Hannes, with Marco. There's certain characters that we go ahead.
They're just so well written, man.
We start.
You just don't want to let them go,
but this is a beautiful moment that we go ahead and see, and again, a moment that if you're watching it for the first time, you don't know that's going to be the last time. So to see them really expressing their personalities that we all know, it's nice. Connie is, he's
being Connie.
Connie is Connie, but Connie is very, very just so heartwarming.
He's just unapologetically himself. You could tell he doesn't put up a front. He's just himself, gives everyone his all, and honest the whole time.
Yeah, because the thing is, we talk about just even thinking about with the battle over in Liberia, like the few moments that we did see Connie, he was very focused and very not strict, but he was just a soldier, and
he wasn't overachieving. He was just filling a role.
He wasn't being overly his kind of funny, jokey, not serious self and stuff, but then here, when they're finally safe, he can go ahead and kind of just all right, now I can go ahead and take a step back. I can go ahead and breathe. And he feels so happy and fortunate and you know, to go ahead and be together, the three of them. And he even expresses, right? He says, like, he goes, honestly, and the fact that he uses that word, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, you know, like he's trying not to be insensitive to everybody else and their survival. But again, this moment just goes to show like what they all mean to each other.
Yeah.
What they've all experienced together.
Because they've really battled together through some crazy stuff. And that's going to obviously leave them the bond, but also they've just been together through so much stuff.
Yeah.
And we've made the comparison before where we were like, okay, what if it were anyone else to die in there? Like, we don't want it to be Jean or Connie or, you know.
We don't want anyone to die.
We didn't want anyone to be, like, anyone to get shot.
We're greedy consumers.
Yeah. Well, part of that, too, is because this is, like, through the first 3 seasons and now in season 4, like, this is our group that we root for.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. So it's like you don't want to go ahead and lose anybody. And it just goes, I want Flock to die.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, another
He
character
will,
too.
but not when you think he does.
Another character that comes to mind too, that where I got emotional about too, was also Marlo. You know, like Marlo. I mean, obviously even Irvin too. Like, there's a lot of these characters and stuff. Like, you know, when in season 4, when we ultimately go and talk about them, like we're all gonna get emotional together. But yeah, so it's cool to go ahead and like Lexi mentioned, like these characters can unapologetically be themselves, right? Again, getting back to the quote that Zach read so beautifully. Again, thank you so much, Zach,
good job, Zach,
for executing that. But the fact that Connie goes on to say, honestly, I'm just glad that we made it. I know this isn't fair to others, but you guys will always be special, right? And the way, Zach, you just really kind of paused and you went ahead and you ended that. Like, the way you even said to me was, I can like sense just the true admiration, care, and love. You know?
I know.
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing Connie gets to say.
Yeah.
In the episode.
And then again, like the fact that Connie is saying this, it's almost like he's kind of saying it like not like whispering, but he's saying it just to them because it's a personal moment to them, you know. And then you know, it's cute because Connie has his arms around them both. Right?
That's the closest thing to a family he has right now. His mom is still a Titan.
Yeah. And then what's also really cute is that Sasha shares the same sentiment as she places her hand on top of his hand, you know? It's a cute moment, right? And then, you know, John also is, we see him.
He relishes it for a little bit.
It's like he has kind of like defense mechanisms a little bit, you know? He doesn't go out there and like, he doesn't show, not that it's a weakness, but you could tell he doesn't show that side of him like that.
That's just not how he shows his affection. His affection is calling Connie a dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's one of those moments
because he knows that he can take it, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm rough on you.
But he lets him have his moment.
I'm comfy with
He
you.
lets them sit there and soak it in, and then he's like, all right, get off me, dumbass.
Dude, you're wearing all that metal.
Real quick, Jacob says, I sent you why I love Flock.
Yeah, I know he did. I saw it.
Just goes, he can stop
I'll
being
show
so
you guys.
performative, talking about Connie, yeah. We talked about Flock, yeah, and then
Flock is not the equivalent to Zoro Loyal. That is like two completely separate.
One thing I will say though, Jacob, is that like when it comes to loyalty, we did give Flock his flowers for that.
Yeah.
He is a loyal man, but he's not Zoro loyal.
He stood up and fought for what he believed in and what his cause was and stuff, and he fought till the bitter end.
Yeah.
You know, and the dude was a cockroach. He wouldn't freaking go away.
I know. His fight for his cause is undeniably strong as hell.
He keeps going, man.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where, like, we did give Flock his flowers for that because he didn't waver. He didn't go ahead and, you know, buckle under the pressure. Like, no, you know. And he goes, that's why I like Flock. Well, then, like, another loyal character.
I know.
Like,
Armin's right there, bro. Armin is right there.
Armin is like the opposite of what
I know.
Flock is not. I'm just joking with
That's
you, Jacob.
real loyalty right there.
I'm just fucking joking when I said just choose another character. I do enjoy that you like your characters and you stick by them and stuff. You know, it's another thing too. Like, it's a very, and I say this with peace and love. It's a very Flock-like characteristic.
You're more loyal to Flock than Flock would ever be to you.
Well, it depends.
Keep that in mind. It's one
We'll see.
relationship.
Maybe he defends his Jaegerist brothers.
Yeah. You know.
Tish says at least she died knowing that she was loved and appreciated.
Yeah.
True.
And that's why this moment is so beautiful. You know.
It
and,
also hurts 10 times more.
With her friends.
Definitely. But again, like going back to my point, it's so again, Jean being his kind of unapologetically version of himself that, you know, they grew up and they essentially know, right? Like he's no longer being that kind of like, you know, like that leader that, you know, giving orders and stuff, you know, and so on. Now it's like, you
He's
know,
trying to get a little comfy.
It's you know, again, that hurts. Like you said, he kind of says the word dumbass almost like, you know, in a way where it's playful.
That's his pet name.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes, "Don't hug us while you've got all that metal on," right? That's John almost, you know, again, defense mechanisms, you know?
He's like, take your metal off and then you can give me a hug.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then Connie, of course, is funny. He's like, what'd you call me? And stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then, again, it's just that playful banter that we've gone in to see plenty of times, you know? And then it's cool even seeing the whole Sasha thing where it's like she even like agrees with Connie's little jab over at the beard that John is trying to go ahead and grow, right? How you just see John.
He's got a
he has
chin
like
strap.
little bit of hair. I can see him just playing with it, you know, just I feel like so sophisticated, you know. Maybe he has like, well, I don't want to say he has a brush because they don't know what the fuck they got over there. And he obviously has something, you know, he obviously uses his fingers as a brush for his hair stuff, you know. But I can see
sure, he's got a pick somewhere,
you know, something and all that. And I think it's funny knowing that Connie sees John do that and Connie's just kind of like laughing behind his back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's kind of funny, right?
I mean, I like in the anime, you get Connie says it, and then Sean goes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sasha makes her little jab. He goes, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
A little second high. He's like, both of you?
Yeah.
None of you can just let me have my little
way.
scrub.
Yeah, it's funny, exactly. And then Sasha again talking about how she also agrees, and then she talking about like even if you could grow a real beard, and this is where Sasha decides again unapologetically be herself.
Yes.
Where she somehow needs to bring the analogy to food.
Yeah, she's like, so when are we eating? What are we?
Not like
eating?
you can eat it.
Yeah, and she's like,
when are we eating?
It's not like you can eat it. Speaking of, when are we eating? Right.
Yeah, speaking of,
When we
why are
get
you
home.
comparing your beard to
Can we
food?
stop at a McDonald's or can we stop at a McYager's?
McYager's.
Oh my god.
When I did watch
food at home, Sasha.
to review this episode, I tried to watch people reacting to it for the first time, and they were talking about like, dude, does this blimp move any faster? You're in a slow ass blimp. Turn into a Titan, grab everyone and run, dude. Because obviously when you're watching the episode, you can't help but be anxious that like something's gonna happen to them, which it inevitably does. But
not in the way that you're expecting it to.
yeah, they think like they're gonna.
You're waiting
get
for
the
an explosion,
blimp shot down or something.
I
Yeah.
think that it also goes to show to like just underestimating, though. Again, we talked about how Gabi, right, in the start of this episode, right, how the parallels between her and Eren, except she backs up.
Except she actually,
He knows how to fight.
she actually has good instincts.
And so we're going to talk about it next week, but what she does isn't something that a soldier, you know, does, let alone a kid.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're going to go ahead and see that, you know, she is a force to be reckoned with, unfortunately. And we're also going to see, again, we talk about loyalty and stuff like that. Like, we're going to talk about Falco as well.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
We got to go in the chat here. Jacob says, that's why I like Flock. I ain't no fan of Griffith, though, bro. He's badass, but I ain't defending what he did.
From Vinland Saga.
And then...
no, Griffith is Berserk.
Berserk.
And
yeah,
then,
fuck Griffith.
Tish goes, stand your ground, Jacob, no matter how questionable and shaky and unstable it may be.
Yeah.
Drop that friend.
Shaky and unstable.
Drop that friend, Jacob. Drop that fucking friend right now. We fucking hate Akainu. All my homies hate Akainu.
Yeah. Alrighty. But it's a nice, sweet, and beautiful moment that we have here, but unfortunately
that's
this
like
will
bittersweet.
be the final moment that we have here.
We got the sweet before the bitter.
Yeah, exactly. So we appreciate all of you guys sticking around and hanging out with us. I don't know how long we've been going, but I feel like we've been going on for a good while.
We've been yapping a
little over 3.
The Hear Me Out took about
3?
an hour.
A little over 3.
Yeah, a little over 3 hours. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah, sorry, Nate.
Love you, Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, his computer buffered nonetheless. Fuck Suzuki. Awesome real shit.
All right, guys. Yeah. That's what we got for you guys. We really do appreciate you guys so much. That wraps up another episode of Attack Talk, season 4. and this is part 1 of episode 8. We will split this into as many parts needed to go ahead and cover. Next week's going to be it's going to be a tough one, but be ready. I want us to go ahead and talk about, like I said, I want us to really embrace and feel it. Do not be afraid to go ahead and feel it again. I think that it's going to go ahead and be nice that we're able to go ahead and
cuddle up with your chocolate and tissues.
Go through this together again. And
because we're going through it.
You know, and pretty much what I'm saying is if we have to suffer, you guys have to suffer with us.
Yeah, you guys need to suffer as well.
We all feel the pain.
Yeah, and it's going to be it's going to be one for sure. Another thing too, not to get off track, and I apologize if we do spiral because of this, but another thing I wanted to go ahead and mention is that season 4 voice actor for Sasha is a different voice actor because the previous voice actor decided to retire voice acting. Mm-hmm. Now, I know it was already written and it was already played right out that this was going to ultimately be Sasha's demise. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that the voice actor ultimately didn't reprise her role because of...
I don't think so. I think she.
I think there were some kind of external factors. Yeah, personal life.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like a personal life or a health thing.
I can't help just being the greedy kind of consumer that I am when it comes to AOT and how I want more and more and more.
Of course,
there's certain moments down over in the end when we do get our glimpses of Sasha. It would have been nice to have gotten a line.
Yeah,
you know. To get something instead of just like kind of like a smile or some sort of kind of whatever.
Yeah, we do get a little smile salute.
I wonder, it was like, does that have to do with anything with the voice actor being different? I don't know, but at the same time,
I think that's how it was written in the manga.
Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah, so I was just kind of wondering that
reference to food.
Yeah, or she can make another reference to food.
Yeah, it's
like, dude, the food up here in the afterlife is so good.
Yeah, can you imagine being Niccolo? And just finally thinking you found your soulmate, and then all of a sudden
I found the woman who'll eat all my food.
Things just change, right?
Yeah. Hey, you know that girl you fell in love with? The little kid shot her.
Yeah, I know. It's like
cook her into some stew.
Fell in love, right? And then she had to go away over on a work trip. Fortunately, she didn't come back.
Work trip.
You got our code. Beautiful. And we'll talk about that code.
Family.
Like Fast and Furious.
Code
Dominic Toretto.
Because even if we bicker, at the end of the day, we're still family 100%. Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Oh.
Damn. It's good. Just because if I lost my best eater, pause.
Welcome.
I'd crash out to you.
I face through doors now.
It's crazy. All right, guys. Yeah. So that's all we got for you guys. Appreciate you guys who stuck around with us over on a Tuesday, as I've stated before. Make sure you guys go and follow us on Attack the Talk Podcast on Instagram for all of your updates. The Q&A last week was fun. It was fun to go ahead and kind of just,
I know. Still a little
all
goofy.
the cool different little,
got to just hang out.
that we talked about. And it's cool to go ahead and kind of just have our nice little balance of just like, just cool conversation, yapping about whatever, catching up, and then just hanging out. And then we can go ahead and get into the nitty gritty, which is the episode. And Q&As, go ahead and find them over on the Instagram when we ultimately have one and we post. Same thing with poll questions. If you guys don't follow us, please follow us over on Instagram. Also too, we have our link tree that Alexi made way back when for us. The link tree is over in our bio to see the platforms that we're available on. Again, just huge shout out to Nate, because Nate does work hard to go ahead and get the episodes ready and available for us.
Thank you, Nate.
So shout out to NatePlaysBad. Nate has his, his channels that he also, focuses on as well. I believe he also does things for other, streamers and whatnot, so on and so forth. And Nate, again, just thank you, Nate. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Nate.
Such good work.
Like Lexi has mentioned before plenty of times, and we've talked about, of course, for our friend Aaron, like over in the link tree, the first thing you see is going to be it's a link to Aaron's GoFundMe, right, Lex?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if you find in your heart to go ahead and help out in a way, or even if you just want to go ahead and follow Aaron over on her journey, you can go ahead and she has her socials, right?
Yeah, her Instagram. She recently got a feeding tube, so she's dealing with. Obviously, she's resting and dealing with that, but check out on Instagram. She's completely transparent and shares her whole journey, and I really admire that strength about her. Go check it out. And the user is @unsteadyandready. So go ahead and check it out.
Yeah. So again, if you guys want to go ahead and follow along our journey, it's Unsteady and Ready. Interesting. Tish has a potential Q&A idea for us. Q&A. Who should have replaced Sasha?
Gabi.
Right. Interesting.
She should have missed an. Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to jot that one down. That'd be a fun one to go ahead and ask. We already have potential answers because Jacob says the answer is nobody deserved to die, and Tish goes, the answer is Flock. Don't try to defend life now.
I know.
Yeah, I only switched up in season 4 because Aaron did. Yeah. That's a potentially a good Q&A we can go ahead and ask. Thank you so much for that, Tish.
Go.
Alrighty, guys.
Or not.
Yeah, that's all I got. I want to say again, guys, Tuesday, kind of go out there and try to find the energy and all that, but you guys helped out so much. Thank you so much for everybody again who joined us live on Twitch. And every time we have our friends join us, again, I just can't go ahead and express just the gratitude that I have, because every time I think about it, I just always have to go ahead and just like tell myself how special it is.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, we're able to go ahead and kind of just connect like this, and
like you guys just like are willing to just hang out with us while we talk about anime. Are you kidding me?
Like I'm so appreciative of it, and I love how like so like just intimate it is, where we're able just to kind of talk, you know, like talk and hang out, and you know, just be so goofy, but also have our moments of, you know, where we talk about like, you know, serious and emotional things, and you know, I honestly think it's a very beautiful thing. You know, it's nice to have that kind of outlet of just like venting or feeling or just, you know, experiencing or learning or explaining, whatever it is. Like
spiraling.
It's good. Spiraling. At the end of the day, it's good to go ahead and have like a support team to go ahead and talk to, you know, to have friends to go ahead and just like really just cherish these moments, just like, you know.
Yeah, hear all these different opinions.
Our 3 characters, you know, we're able to cherish that moment together and stuff. You know, like I really want us to go ahead and really cherish these and stuff, because, you know, not to go ahead and kind of like be a downer, but I mean, there is going to be ultimately be a point where like, you know, we don't know where the podcast is going to be or what we're going to do. You know, we do know that Attack on Titan.
One Piece is next, bro.
I know, we do know that Attack on Titan does have a conclusion, and you know, so again, I'm just so thankful. I'm a very kind of like in the moment type of person, and so every time I do these podcasts and you guys are there with us, you know, and going on this journey with us, I'm always so grateful, and I always cherish them, and you know, I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you, and yeah, I mean, I just have so much love for all of you guys, and again, like we talk about the way this community shows that support and love. It's you know, I'm just so dang thankful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different, you know, things that you can find out over in the world that are so toxic, so hateful, so disgusting, just all of that. But, you know, we're here, we connect together, and we, it's like Jacob said, you know, we're an AOT family that, you know, has her little moments where, you know, we're goofy, we may bicker, we may whatever it is, but at the end of the day, we all have each other's back, and we all support each other, and
of course,
and you know, it's yeah, it's special. So I always go ahead and close these episodes with just, you know, showing my love to all of you, because genuinely I'm so thankful. So
yeah, thank you guys.
I'm AJ. I am very fortunate to be the host of this podcast, and I want to say again, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Spread the love and positivity. Hate, love. It's very simple. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a good weekend. And yeah, we'll be back here next week. Alrighty, guys. That's all I got for you. Let you guys say your goodbyes.
I don't have much to say. Have a good week. Hope to see you guys next week. You already said Jacob's Code, right? Code Family?
Yeah, Code Family.
Code Family. Yeah. Have a good week. Bye, guys.
Thanks for the Tubular Tuesday. One Piece is not next, Jacob. It was a joke. James 112. Blessed is the one who James 112. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. Hey, man. Have a good one. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Amen.
Real quick before we get to an end, Tish said something about an interview, right? To wait for my interview.
Good luck on your interview.
Good luck on
Good
the
luck,
interview.
Tish.
You don't need it.
Eddie says I'm gonna cry. Do not cry. Save the tears for next week. All right, guys.